All right, welcome back to Commodore Stadium, and I know we said we'd be back about 7:05, but you know what? When you get a good signal connection, you go live, right?
It.
This place, and I love O'Galley High School and Todos and Chris Sands, but when this place is a devil to broadcast from, and unless you back up a satellite truck and have something in the parking lot where you're beaming to, you're in trouble. Now, we run straight on. We do have our own internet, but I will tell you this. If there are any issues tonight with the stream, do not hesitate to let us know. All right, everybody, welcome to the FHSAA 3A2 Region Finals between the O'Galley Commodores and the Bishop Moore Hornets. I am Alan Slaughterzinski. I'll be your play-by-play guy tonight, and the guy, not that you can see him, but sitting to my left, is a former offensive coordinator for the Satellite Scorpions and a guy that knows his football, Nick Donahue. Now, we just talked about this game and what it is we can expect to see here tonight. This is the two best teams in 3A2, and one of these two teams, if it's O'Galley, it'll be their first trip ever to the Final Four. If it's Bishop Moore, I believe it'll be their first trip back to the Final Four since 2015. So, Nick, to me tonight, we talked about key being the play of the quarterbacks, the senior Bjorn Jurgensen against the sophomore Joseph Allen. I think the other key here tonight is starting fast. I think if you don't, I think you lay a foundation for the rest of the game here tonight.
Yeah, I can say that's probably on the high list of Bishop Moore's. You know, with the defense that O'Galley has shown for this season, I think Bishop Moore definitely believes that they need to get on the board and get on the board fast because, you know, one drive, two drive gets away with them. All of a sudden it's the middle of the second quarter and no points on the board. It can get real scary real quick.
The other big thing, Nick, is the big play. That big play, we saw Gallie last week able to convert the big play. Bishop Moore's got the big play capability with the senior quarterback, Bjorn Jurgensen. So does O'Galley with Joseph Allen. You know, we've talked a lot about Jurgensen. You know, he's had a great year. 2,553 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4 picks. He averages about 213 yards a game. And the other thing we did not stress enough in our last preview of him was he can take off and run with the football too, Nick. And he'll do that, and O'Galley's got to watch out for that.
Almost 500 yards on the ground, 7.7 average every time he takes off from the ball, and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So if that tells you anything, when they get in that red zone, they have no doubt in keeping it in the quarterback's hands.
For me tonight, you know, last week, one of the things that O'Galley did to be successful against Titusville was they had a 0-1-2 punch at the running back position. Normally it's a 1-2 punch or a 1-2-3 punch, but last week it was the 0-1-2 punch of Emmanuel Small, number 0, number 1, Tay Welch. And I say 0-1-2 punch on offense, not just running the ball, but Maltsby had 5 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. So offensively last week, it was the 0-1-2 punch of those 3.
And if there's anything people have slighted O'Galley about over the season is they've got a great defense, but can their offense produce? They've got a great defense, but can their offense produce? But, I mean, I don't know if you can really you can say those type of things. You know, they're averaging, 31.6 points a game right now.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have a bad offense and averaging 31.6 points a game.
Well, I think, and I appreciate you, but I think that most of the people you're referring to is me. and that's okay. But there you see the tail of the tape on the screen. Bishop Moore, O'Galley on the right, 31.6 points per game, 104 rushing yards, 191 passing yards. The thing that O'Galley has to do tonight, and, you know, listen, sophomore Joseph Allen's got to protect the football. It's that simple. He's got 6 interceptions over his last 4 games, Nick, and that cannot happen tonight.
And that does rack my nerves a little bit. You know, Bishop Moore's defense, while giving up only about 19 points a game, they do have the opportunity to pick off the ball. I'm trying to look at it real quick, but they've got 16 interceptions on the season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive.
Yep.
You know, so the opportunity is there.
We're going to also be coming up on honoring Butch Grantland. I got to know Butch pretty good. In the later stages of his life, he passed away of cancer. And so we are going to be Butch coached many of these young student athletes out here on the field, and that's coming up. And that's a big reason why we're on as early as we are on. Uh, the one thing I don't know, where's the official crew out of?
Right, West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach. All right, the official crew tonight's out of West Palm Beach. So we're looking forward to having these. That's a long drive, man. Day after Thanksgiving, they didn't do you guys any favors. That is for sure, man.
Maybe they'll be quick to get home then.
So
Keep the flags in the.
Did
in
you have
the
a
pockets,
good
right?
Thanksgiving, Nick?
I had a tremendous Thanksgiving. I had all four of the kids at the house.
Good.
And that's something that we don't get very often throughout the year because everybody's living in. Not everybody, but they're all living in different places and college in different places. So when we get all four of them together, it's special.
We talked about Matt Hedrick just before we logged off the last broadcast. I want to take a minute to talk about Chris Sands again, and not the amount of wins that he has here or what he's done here, but about the amount of kids that he's placed at the next level in college. That number is now going to exceed 65 this year just here at O'Gallie. And, Nick, you look at this team right now, and I know I'm going to leave some people out.
Of course.
You got guys like Brandon Brown, LSU, Josh Roberts, FAU, AJ Forehand, Duquesne, Xavier Larice. It's easier to tell you the schools that haven't offered him. And we had two young men commit, I believe Emmanuel Small and Jay Latson committed to Wagner in New York City, a D1 college in New York City. So they've got commits all over the field here tonight, and it is a matter of putting this all together. This is where the wheels fell off the apple cart last year against Sebring for O'Gallie. And Chris Sands told me yesterday at the Thanksgiving morning practice that if they play disciplined football, we know they can play offense, we know they can play defense, we know they can play special teams, but where it always seems to come apart for O'Gallie is the discipline factor. That's how their season ended last year. He says if they play disciplined football, they are unbeatable, and I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big, bold statement, and and I say that because at this point in the playoffs, I think every team feels that way. But discipline is such a beyond important aspect of the game, and like you said, you could be as well-tuned offensive and defensive game, but man, if you're not disciplined and those 15-yard flags start to fly out, and bad things can happen real quick.
I would definitely encourage you, or you are going to see spam comments pop up the entire length of the broadcast. We do have those back at the studio that do nothing but try to eliminate these if they can catch them. Don't click on them because none of them will take you to a game. All they want are your credit cards, and don't fall for it.
They'll take you to a trip to the bank to try to get all your.
That's exactly right. There's a reason that we put this on Facebook, and it's because we can do it for free.
Amen.
It is great sponsors like Doug Connor Inc. and Crickets and the County Line that step up and support youth and prep sports in Brevard County, and step up and support outlets like Brevard Sports Network. And without them, these aren't possible. These football games are not cheap. The FHSAA does a terrific job in allowing us to do this. We're thankful to them, but especially thankful to outlets like Doug Connor, Crickets, and the County Line.
Amen.
And I'll tell you another guy I'm thankful to is Daryl Duran. I want to thank Double D, Daryl Duran, because
he's down there somewhere.
He's down there, and hopefully he'll, we'll see him in the broadcast booth later tonight. But, Daryl works his butt off getting sponsors, and he does a terrific job getting sponsors. He does a lot for the kids in this community. And I got to be honest with you, this game doesn't happen tonight without Daryl Duran. So I definitely wanted to make sure that was said.
Pounding the pavement, making sure these broadcasts can happen is something that's, behind the scenes and people don't realize, and it's so important. And, obviously we do these to get these young athletes on film and in front of everybody's faces as possible. And that doesn't happen if Daryl Duran doesn't do what he does.
And the other thing, too, is we try to do it as simple as possible. We do all of this with cell phones and iPads. So there are no 4K cameras here, and we run through the Internet. Listen, if you're watching and we get a bad signal or an interruption, we'll give it a second, see if it corrects itself. If it doesn't, we'll come back with a fresh stream. We don't play around. That's how we do it. I apologize. but it definitely keeps it manageable to be able to do these.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's the life of programming and running stuff on Facebook. Not everything is a perfect feed, and not everything is a perfect show, but we'll get it as close as possible for sure.
Yep. I can promise you this. The prep work is there, and if you're watching from Bishop Moore, you've probably heard us before. This is not the first Bishop Moore broadcast event that we've done. I've done lacrosse. We've done football in the past as well, and so
I'll tell you, I'm impressed by them.
Oh,
they do sports as well as anybody.
Anybody,
out there,
yeah, they absolutely do.
You forever see any of their sports name just popping out there in some kind of regional final or playoff based system.
I was just over there and at their gym, which was the size of a small arena, and I wanted to, I believe their girls volleyball team just won the state championship. They beat Merritt Island. We broadcast that event over there, Bishop Moore against Merritt Island, two of the volleyball powers in Brevard County. I'm 99.9% sure Bishop Moore won the volleyball championship. They have a legendary head coach over there, so congratulations to her and her team on winning the state championship, because I'm pretty sure they did.
And if they didn't, congratulations on making it as far as they do on such a continuous basis. It is impressive.
No, it is not easy, especially when you got to go play teams like Merritt Island every year.
Yeah, and that's a feat in itself.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Daryl Duran is reporting that out for Bishop Moore tonight is going to be number 3, and that's huge. Daryl down on the sidelines tonight, and if that's the case, that's Kenyon Austin. Kenyon's got 22 offers, or over 22 offers, according to 247 Sports.
That is gigantic.
And he is their top receiver, so Daryl Duran reporting Kenyon Austin not playing tonight.
Averaging 20 yards a catch he is.
Yeah,
almost
no doubt.
1,000 yards on the season. I mean, that is such an important piece to their ball game.
So, but like they say, at this level, at the college level, and at the pro level, it's next man up, and Bishop Moore will undoubtedly have that.
And he's not obviously their only athlete that they have in that wide receiving core.
This is going to be a moment of silence for Coach Butch Grantland.
Profound impact he has made to our field, in our community, across our county, and in our hearts.
Moment of silence for Butch Grantland. These are all the players that have played for Coach Butch that are here tonight. Let's give, I'm going to put the little tribute video up for Coach
absolutely.
Butch here. Yeah.
Commodore Nation are united in our grief after losing Coach Butch. He was more than a coach. He was a mentor, a friend, a guide in life. His spirit continues to live on with us each day. Let's remember the countless hours he devoted to pushing us to be better. His unwavering belief in our potential, the passion that fueled every practice. As we step onto the field today, let's channel that same passion and determination. We will encounter challenges, but we will face them together as a united team, just as Coach Butch would have wanted. Let's not only play to win, but also to honor his memory and carry his legacy forward with every play we make. Let's go out there and give it your all. Let's make him proud. Go Commodores.
Kelly was married to Butch for 34 years, and I love the fact that Kelly just continues to honor his memory, and Butch was a great coach, and I got a great Butch Grantland story I'm going to tell coming up here tonight. But Coach Butch, rest in peace. We miss you here, and I know these Commodores will be playing hard for you tonight.
Amen.
So we are ready to go here. We're going to do the national anthem, I'm sure, coming up. But, all right, Nick, what are your 3 keys for each of these teams tonight?
Well, now, you've got to that changes a little bit for Bishop Moore. I was putting it on the arm of number 12, and I think that might shift a little bit here. Again, not having number 3 doesn't necessarily stop them from passing the ball, but he was such an important piece. Obviously now the run game has become a little bit more important than it was before. So running the ball, stopping that defensive line, and just maybe a turnover or 2 for Bishop Moore. Now for O'Gallie, it's showing right from the get-go that your offense can do exactly what your defense can do, and that's dominates. So dominate on offense, and then you're talking about do what you always do on defense, and don't make stupid penalties.
Yeah.
There you go. There's 3 for each.
Yeah, and I think they're both great keys, and I think O'Gallie needs to come here tonight. I kind of jumped on Jackson a little bit in the pregame show or the preview show last night, and he said that he didn't think O'Gallie should get caught up in the moment. I disagreed with him because I think they need to get caught up in this moment. They need to recognize what this moment is in school history, and it's a big moment. And for Bishop Moore, this is the culmination of what these guys, and same for O'Gallie, of what these guys have worked for. They have 27 seniors on this Bishop Moore roster. 27 seniors. That's a lot of seniors on any high school football team. So these guys tonight, they need to go out there and play for each other, and especially when you got a guy down like a Kenyon Austin. So it's going to be huge for them tonight. Yeah. My third key, and I couldn't agree with you more. Listen, when I asked Rayshawn Berry, the defensive back for O'Gallie, what Bishop Moore does well, the first thing he said was they're disciplined. They're a disciplined football team, and we need to match that discipline. Well, there you go.
That's a great way to put it.
And if Rayshawn Berry, who is one of those seniors for O'Gallie that leads this program, says they need to match the intensity or the discipline of Bishop Moore, then that's what you better believe is being talked about in that locker room.
Yeah, amen. And, you hit the nail on the head. Both teams are very heavy senior and junior-led. Bishop Moore with 14 seniors on their starting squad and O'Gallie with 16, I think it was. Yeah, 16 on their starting squad. So, these are 2 teams that have players that have seen it now. They've been through it, and they really could match each other's intensity.
Yep, no doubt, as we await the kickoff here. Still 10 minutes away from kickoff. I wonder what's going on at Cocoa and Newberry there.
Let's take a look real quick.
You know what? Let's take 10 minutes to talk about this, because this was the other no score, it looks like. Because this was the other big story of the day here in Brevard County. And while it doesn't involve either of these 2 teams, I think it's worth talking about. And that is the flip of Cocoa quarterback Brady Hart from Michigan to Texas A&M. And, that's a big deal, Nick.
Yeah, I think when everybody saw Michigan offer Underwood $10 million to come play there, which is just a ridiculous amount of money. I think everybody had a feeling that he was going to flip schools, but I think the biggest story is that he's reclassified to a 2025, and not just a 2025. He's going to graduate in January,
and he's headed to College Station in January.
You're talking about a year and a half ahead of time, which is so impressive, and that just shows you how smart, along with athletic he is. But that does send some ripples, I think, through the county.
Well, and here's the other thing: if you're a 4.0 high school football player that's a 4 or 5 star, you could very well be looking at the future.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you can get out of school, he's 16 years old. He's going to walk on to College Station as a 17-year-old freshman, right? So if you can get out of school and get to college a year and a half earlier than you normally would, not play, but from a maturation process,
absolutely.
That is tremendous, Nick.
To get onto their programs, their weightlifting program, their eating programs, and just get in with the offensive coaches, and have that all set. That is such a big step.
All right, as we wait for O'Gallie to take the field, and I want to touch on what you just said about Hart maybe making a change due to the fact, I talked to Brady today and I asked him about that, and the answer, and I love the answer he gave me. He said, believe it or not, he said, and a lot of people may not believe me when I say this, but the fact that Underwood signed for $10.5 million had nothing to do with the fact that he decommitted, because he always knew Michigan was going to sign a 2025.
Right.
Michigan had no idea he reclassified.
Right, and that's so I've had since that came out, I've had about 30 conversations with 30 different people,
right?
And I've gotten the everything from these kids, they're jumping from school to school, to the NCAA has no idea what they're doing nowadays, and
I don't know about that.
Not for nothing, this really has nothing to do with Michigan or Brady.
It doesn't at all.
Brady Hart classified, and that changes the whole aspect of where he would go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like he said, and I 100% believe him when he says that, they were always going to sign somebody in 2025. Now they just happen to get the number one commit to Flip, which is a huge,
right.
But there was always going to be a 2025 going in there.
Yep.
So there's no reason why anybody should say, oh, well, these kids are jumping from school to school. No, that's his opportunity, and he reclassified, and it changes everything.
Yep, no doubt. I'm looking to see if that's your iPad or their broadcast.
Nope.
I think that's your iPad doing that.
I think last week it was doing it too, so I gave up on it last week.
Yeah. No, that makes me feel a little bit better because, All right, time for the national anthem as we get ready to wait here.
Get ready.
All right, that's the national anthem. And I believe we're okay still. Is it okay? Yeah, keep it on there because my iPad's starting to glitch too.
It's all those Apple products.
I don't know what it is, man, but I'm definitely not happy about it because it makes you start freaking out. And
we're just going to get you all Android stuff from now on.
Yeah, well, that ain't going to work with what we're using.
No, it looks good.
Looks
Everything
good?
Looks good, yeah.
Okay, all right.
If you guys see anything different, you just let us know.
You just text us.
I think it looks good.
Text us, message us, let us know. But I think everything does look okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. We at least got to make it to the start, for goodness sakes. My goodness. I think the other thing, too, is the fact that these batteries run down so fast on these devices. Once you get to a certain point, they just don't run right.
No, I agree with that 100%.
Oh, no, we're yellow.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I'll just go to a straight Facebook Live if I have to. I mean, I want what's best for everybody here, and it is what it is. And I think it's best to do that before kickoff than anything. I'll hang in there for a couple more minutes as the kickoff is in the middle of the field. Still looking okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well.
On the right feet? Hold on.
That's it right there. All right, we're green again, so I don't know. This place just
we were
place
discussing
kills
this
me, man.
pre getting on. The whirlwind of
just let us know, because the alternative is a straight Facebook Live, and I want to thank Doug Connor Incorporated, and of course Crickets and County Line as O'Gallie gets set to come out. Who's coming first here? This always kills me. So one of you come on.
We never watched a coin flip, Alan.
I've never seen a coin flip. I'm too busy chapping my gums. Bishop Moore has traveled well.
I want to say hi to Coach Reyes. Good to see you on the feed there, buddy.
What are we waiting on here?
Are we having
are we having like a come on the field standoff or? All right, I think somebody's coming. Here they go. The O'Gallie Commodores take the field. And here come the Bishop Moore Hornets. And we're finally ready for football. I just hope you can see it at home.
I'm watching intently on the screen.
And don't forget about that cannon. That cannon over there will go off for an O'Gallie score. So if you're, looks like O'Gallie's going to be kicking off here, Nick. And that will be done by number 47 for the O'Gallie Commodores. Or 41. 42, check that. 42. Yes, that's Chase Karpowicz. Chase, a good kicker.
We do have a few of those in the county.
Yes, we do. Back deep. Big boy back deep. Yeah, that's a big guy back deep, Nick. Now, the one thing that the camera does not have is a clock. As Karpowicz is set and ball is in the air. And his kick will be a touchback for Karpowicz. And here come the Bishop Moore Hornets. And the offense for the Hornets will be Bjorn Jurgensen at quarterback, Amari Johnson at running back, Jason Anderson, Magnus Toma, and Malachi Smith at wide receivers. Your linemen, and it's a big line. It averages 6'2", 280, 222 total pancakes this season. Alex Fryman, Grant Allen, Alex Oaks, Parker Stoner, and Giancarlo Fable. We'll give you the Commodores starting defense coming up here in just a minute. 1st and 10 for the Hornets at their own 20-yard line. Jurgensen with Amari Johnson to his left. The Commodores 4-down line, 5-down linemen. The give is to Johnson. The Commodores eat that alive up front. And let's give you the starting lineup for the O'Gallie defense. Up front, let's start in the back. You got Emmanuel Small, Xavier Larice, Will Lewis, and Rayshawn Berry, your DBs, your linebackers, 3 of the best in the county. Caden Davis, A.J. Forehand, and Josh Roberts. Up front, it is LSU commit Brandon Brown, Sal Orlando, Dylan Price, and Jalen McCray. And another run up the middle this time picks up 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 8 for Bishop Moore. And that ball carrier is Amari Johnson. Nick, anything surprise you just 2 plays in?
No, inside runs on both. I'm a little surprised on that, but, two juggernauts right now just starting to get the feel of each other.
4 wide receivers set, 3 to the far side, and that's a false start coming, and that should back up the Hornets 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 12 now for BM.
Now, Bishop Moore just needs to obviously just calm down.
Yeah.
They're going against a big, bad defense, and I think they know that. But it's going to be a long ball game. No reason to get antsy already.
Just 1 minute off the clock here. And now it's going to be third down. I got nerves too. Third and 13 from the 16. Jurgensen. Same formation, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Jurgensen, 1 step, looks, fires, batted at the line, and that was nearly picked off. And the Commodores defense has come out, Nick, and done exactly what they were supposed to do, and that's force a 3 and out.
And I don't think that surprises anybody right now. The first few drives, I think, on both sides are always there, just kind of feel each other out. Now, I know we want O'Gallie to start fast here, but I don't see any reason why Bishop Moore should worry yet.
And back deep, of course, is Xavier Larice. And the one thing you tell every kicker going up against Xavier Larice, do not. What, Nick?
Do not kick it to Xavier Larice.
Larice is standing at the Bishop Moore 46, and they aren't going to kick it to him. In fact, they're not, and you know what? Larice won't get credit for that return, but that ball was punted. It was a bad punt. And the reason that is because he's trying to angle that ball so as not to kick it to Larice.
And I'll tell you, there's some wind down there, and it's hard to see because there's not a ton of trees in the camera view, but there is some whipping wind, swirling down there. So a nice light punt like that got caught up in that wind and yanked it to the side. That is all Larice for sure.
Yep, there's no doubt. And here comes the sophomore quarterback, Joseph Allen. And Allen in the pistol set with Tay Welch, the back behind him. 1st and 10. Welch with a stutter step through the line. Good gain. That's going to be a gain of 4, maybe 5 by Welch on 1st down. Allen gets the play call from Chris Sands. Back out he goes. We'll give you the starters for the Bishop Moore defense and the Commodores offense here. We'll start with the O'Gallie offense here following this play. 2nd down and 6 for Allen and company. Trips near side, single wide receiver, split to the top of your screen. 9:58 to play in the first. Allen wants it, turns, gives. Welch cuts back. Tay Welch still grinding on his feet, and he'll pick up close to, if not have, the Commodores' first down of the game, and he does have it. The O'Gallie offense is quarterback, sophomore Joseph Allen, 2,226 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 9 picks this year. Tay Welch, 801 yards, is the running back. Your wide receivers are Makai Biggs, Xavier Larice, and DJ Maltsby. Up front, it's Moss Pitts, Michael DiPienta, Tyson Lang, Chris Stewart, and Savion Johnson. 1st and 10 for the Commodores from the 20. Larice in motion. That's a jet sweep. Larice trying to get outside, and he will be brought down with no gain on the play, and it looks like he is brought down by number 11 for Bishop Moore, and that is Trenton Gummer, the junior, who has 4 interceptions this year. The rest of the defense for the Hornets, Hudson Altenberg, Devin St. Clair, Riley Bordeaux, and Trenton Gummer. Your DBs, Bobby Miller, also in there as well. Aiden Fallon, Lane Johnson, and Blaze Allen, your linebackers. Tegan McNeely, Jack Pusternero, and Marco Mohair, your defensive linemen. And Allen looking to throw the ball for the first time across, throws, and he should have had that ball. He hit him right in the hands with it, and we do have a flag down on the play.
Not a bad start here for O'Gallie. Quick 3 and out on defense, quick 1st down on offense with 2 easy up the middle run plays. So this is right up their alley. This is exactly what they wanted to do to start this ball game.
You get any text saying our signal's bad?
I haven't gotten anything, sir.
All right, that's good. So it's going to be 3rd down here I missed the penalty, but it looks
I
like
think it was a legal motion.
looks like
they're
they
gonna bring
declined
back
it. They're going to take the down. I think I like that.
That is interesting.
Yes, it is. But I do like the call in terms of Coach Hedrick declining that. So it's 3rd and 10 for Allen and the Commodores. He looks. He's in trouble. He's in big-time trouble. He will get rid of the ball, and that's going to be a flag.
Yeah, for sure.
And so before we explain here, what's it? Intentional grounding.
Yeah, it's got to be intentional.
Yeah,
grounding.
I was going to say there was no wide. I don't think the ball got back to the line of scrimmage.
No, and even then there was nobody even there.
That's a loss of down and a 10-yard penalty. So that is. Listen, Joseph Allen, by the time he leaves Brevard County, is going to be a top-notch 4 or 5-star quarterback. He's got the size. As a sophomore, one of the things that you have to grow into is decision-making process.
Yep, absolutely.
And so they're going to try a 50-yard field goal here on 4th down and 25. The snap is good. That's not even close.
And I'll tell you what, this when you said you liked the call of not taking that penalty, I kind of sat back and went, wow, would I take that call or not? And I probably would have taken the call. But boy, how great of a decision that is now with the missed field goal.
That's Coach Hedrick knowing his football team, and it is. And again, it comes down to, you know what, it does come down to making plays and a little bit of luck. There's no doubt about that.
Sure.
But I think he liked his chances there, and he knows what he's calling on the next play. So he goes after the quarterback, and it pays off.
And I think you hit it right on the nose. Like, he knew that the next play he was going to send three. It looked like he sent three
or four guys on that play, yeah. So Jurgensen will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard. I like to see high school football institute the rule that the ball on a missed field goal, you get the ball from where the kick is missed. I like that rule. This is Amari Johnson, and he was blocked. He, being the young man that made the tackle, took advantage of being blocked right into Johnson, and that was number 71 on the stop there.
Another flag on the play.
And this is what you don't want to see. Yeah, you don't want to see this for either team. That was Michael DiPienta on the tackle. Good job by him. So Commodores are going to accept this penalty. It's a big one here. What did he call?
Holding,
okay. Yep. So that's going to back them up 10 yards, back up Bishop Moore 10 yards. It's going to be 1st and 20 now. Yeah, that one you got to take.
Yeah, you got to take that. And, again, right into O'Galley's wheelhouse here.
Man in motion, and oh, my goodness. Jurgensen did not give to the 1st or 2nd. Back coming through, and as a result, the play took too long to develop. And I believe that's number 4 in there, A.J., first-hand tackle, man forehand.
What impresses me a lot about O'Galley's stats are how many solo tackles they have. And that's impressive because that means open field tackling and all those things are happening on a regular basis. So there you go. Right there is a perfect example.
Let me tell you something. How well have the Commodores prepared for Bishop Moore? We are privileged to be up here in the booth. And based off of that formation, we heard one of the coaches shout out just right now, they're going to fake and go before the snap. And that's exactly what they did. They faked it, and they threw the out. And now it's 3rd down.
And a
mile here. And the O'Galley defense is everything they wanted to be in this one and more to start. Jurgensen in trouble, throws, and how that needs to be.
There's number 21.
Okay,
right there.
I was going to say
it was meant to be a screen,
and
and O'Galley just completely blew it up.
And that was Manuel Small that blew that up. So the Commodores now are going to get the football back, and maybe even pick up yards in doing so.
This is definitely not what I would have expected out of Bishop Moore, but as you said.
They look nervous to start.
O'Galley has definitely done their film work.
Yeah. They are well prepared for this one. And you know what? This may not be intentional.
I don't think it is, and there's another flag down on the field right now.
They may have roughed the punter. Holding against Bishop Moore, so they're going to make them re-kick it. I would too.
Oh, my
That's
Lord.
a safety holding in the end zone. So that's going to be a safety for O'Gallie on holding in the end zone. That's huge. So that'll be a safety, and the Commodores will take a 2-0 lead.
While obviously I didn't get the opportunity to talk to any of the Bishop Moore coaches, I think this is obviously not what they wanted to do coming out. 3 quick penalties on the first 2 drives, 2 punts that were less than even average, and I don't think we're seeing the full Monty of Bishop Moore right now. And I think you're right. I think they look a little tentative. You know? They just don't look like they're flowing right now, and that probably has more to do with O'Gallie's defense than it does Bishop Moore's offense.
Yeah. No, and listen, the thing was we went through the middle stretch of the season with O'Gallie where a lot of people questioned how well are they playing. They didn't look great against Merritt Island. They nearly got beat by Titusville. They did get beat by Lincoln Tallahassee. And as Chris Sands said, they needed that. And while no coach ever wants to admit that a loss is a good loss, they were able to fix what ailed them in that football game. And I'm here to tell you right now, this is the best I've seen them play all year.
And, they didn't exactly have an easy schedule.
Nope.
7 playoff teams they played.
Started off with Vero Beach.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and, well, he's just not putting foot to ball right now.
I'm not sure if that's intentional or not.
I think you got to kill this thing here. And
I mean, I get worried about the O'Gallie's had a few touchdowns on kick returns and punt returns this year, mostly with Larice, but you can't be that nervous about it.
No, you can't, and you are correct about that. You do have to eventually kick to the young man, and this is where the Commodores can really cash in if they can get points out of this drive. 1st and 10 at their own or at the Bishop Moore 45. Fake 2 straight up the gut, and that is exactly what you want to see on first down as Tay Welch continues to carry the bulk load of the rushing carries. And listen, O'Gallie came into last week, Nick, as a team that threw the ball 68% of the time and ran it. It was a complete flip from what they did last season.
Absolutely.
And last week they got back to more 50-50 ball. And the dominating performance on offense showed.
It definitely showed, taking out a strong Titusville team.
2nd down and a short 3. Allen turns. Why not? And Tay Welch will have another O'Gallie first down. Welch finding creases and crevices in that Bishop Moore defensive line, and we got a Hornet down on the play. There is 6:04. We'll step away. You're watching the FHSAA 3A2 regional finals here on the Brevard Sports Network. Nick, let me ask you this, and welcome back here. We want to thank Doug Connor, Inc., and, of course, Crickets and the County Line. And let me ask you this. How much is the absence of Kenyon Austin? I mean, I don't know when they knew Kenyon wasn't playing.
Yeah, I don't know that either. And had they known that any bit in this week, then they would have obviously adjusted their game plan to make that happen. Now, if it was recent, that might explain a little bit of the stuttering that we're seeing with Bishop Moore's offense.
Not having him.
Not having him. And it does definitely change the aspects of of what you're going to see in coverage. With a receiver like that, they'll often roll a secondary DB over to him, and it leaves some other guys one-on-one, but I'm not sure.
5:58 to go. Welch with room. Oh, look at that. That's going to come back because of a hold.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was lucky that wasn't a fumble.
Yeah.
He had that ball in about 6 different positions as he was trying to round that corner.
He sure did.
That was a little nerve-wracking to me, but, yeah, I think it's coming back either way.
Yeah, it's a hold. So it's going to back it up. It's going to be 1st and 20 now from the Bishop Moore 45, and 5:43 to play here in the opening quarter. A safety as a result of a holding in the end zone on a Bishop Moore punt has been the only scoring thus far in the game. And here's where Gallie just needs to continue to push this football down the field, because it definitely appears that the clear advantage right now lies with the Gallie defense. And if Bishop Moore's offense don't get it together, 12, 14 points might win this game.
And I'll tell you what, if Gallie keeps running the ball like the way they already have been, it could be very, very scary night for Bishop Moore.
Tay Welch, 9 yards there, Nick, and
he's got to be averaging about 7.5 yards per carry right now.
No doubt. Second, I picked up, they'll give him 7 officially, so it'll be 2nd and 13 here, and Bishop Moore with running looks like a 4-4-2, Nick.
And I don't think that's their norm. I think they're more of a 3-3 type of team. Oh, what a great screen.
Xavier Larice with the ball, and Xavier Larice will put Gallie, that's a first down. Xavier Larice picks up all 13 yards, in the Commodores with a first down as they approach the Doug Connor Inc. red zone. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
I just was wowed by Larice. Every time he touches the ball, he just feels like he's going to take it for a touchdown. He's got such quick legs, and he's so low to the ground. And every time he touches it, I just go, this could go.
Yeah.
But that screen in itself was such a great decision by Joseph Allen. They had 3 over 3. The safety bailed right on the hike, and, man, that couldn't have worked out any better.
So this is a pistol set with Welch deep in the formation, doubles, meaning wide receivers split equally to each side here. And on the far left is number 5 over there. I dropped my glasses, but that's Jay Latson. Keep your eye on Latson. Now we get a man in motion. Latson one-on-one. It doesn't matter. The give is to Tay Welch again. And Bishop Moore still allows Welch to cut through 4.
4 yards times 3 is 12.
That's right. We say it all the time. 3:52 to go here in the opening quarter. And steady as it goes right now for this Commodore offense.
And the great thing about what the Gallie Commodores are doing is their defense is playing so well that they could really take any chance they want to and still feel comfortable. God forbid, something bad happen with the football.
Yep, so it'll be 2nd down and 6. Bishop Moore needs a stop here. Play action throws. And that.
Pass interference.
Yeah, I think they're going to call pass interference.
Yeah, absolutely. Big tug on the jersey on the backside.
And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's not, even though it occurred in the end zone. This isn't the NFL, so it's 15 yards. The ball will be placed at the 5, so it'll be 1st down and goal for the Commodores.
Not for nothing. That was a touchdown-saving penalty, though.
Well, they called holding there, so they saved them 5 yards on that, but it's still a 1st down for Gallie.
If he doesn't yank that backside of that jersey, it's a touchdown in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
Beautifully thrown pass and a great route. Beating both the safety and the corner on that route.
So right now, Gallie is having their way with the Bishop Moore offense. It is 1st and 10 at the 11 or 12-yard line, because the Commodores can still pick up a 1st down. Cuts back inside out. Touch! Down! Gallie Commodores, Nick.
Larice, and we said it, 3 plays ago. Every time he's got the ball in his hand, it just feels like he could take it for however many yards it needs to get to that end zone, and that's what he did. An easy read option there for him, and, boy, he just took it to the house.
And the Commodores make Bishop Moore pay for the holding in the end zone for the safety, and with 3:11 to go, the Commodores lead it 8-0.
Wow, I think Bishop Moore is probably sitting over there in a little bit of a shock right now, between the safety, that beautiful touchdown, and what the defense is doing to their offense.
Well,
It's going to take a little shakeup to get them going, I think.
Well, I think the guy probably in the most shot is Coach Hedrick because he knows his team is better than this. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, welcome back. I hope you're all digging these cool little videos that we've been throwing out there. Compliments to the guy sitting next to me.
I do what I can.
Yeah, no. And that's a good kickoff there, and that will be a touchback. And with 3:11 to go, Bjorn Jurgensen and the Bishop Moore Hornets is going to try to get this offense back on track.
I think this is kind of a shock to everybody. Maybe not those on the sideline for O'Gallie, but Bishop Moore is a high-powered offense, so this is quite impressive defensive feat by
I got news for you. They gave Lake Mary all they could handle.
Exactly, and Lake Mary is a state powerhouse.
Yeah.
They are possible state champions.
They really did. I mean, they only scored 8 points against St. Thomas, but you know what? They moved the football on the Raiders.
And again, it's St. Thomas. There's a slight difference there.
I think the thing here, Nick, that has really shocked me, and I haven't seen Bishop Moore enough to be one way or another about this, but I'm not a fan of the play calling at this point.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, does the receiver being out really affect the play calling that much? Having just some inside zone runs on people like Brandon Brown is just not going to work.
Yeah. Jurgensen throws. And, well, he put it there. You got to catch it.
Yeah, and, that might be on the receiver right there. He let it, and, were you going to get hit after you caught the ball? Yeah, you sure are, but that's part of the receiver's job.
Yep, you got to catch that football. And here's the thing. I mean, even if you're Jurgensen right now, you got to be thinking, and look, he's committed to Virginia.
Absolutely.
So you got to be thinking to yourself right now, we at least need to pick up a first down because they don't have one of those yet.
Right, and we're 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and it really haven't seen anything out of the Bishop Moore offense that would even fret.
And I think this is a good time out here. I think you need to talk about this and settle these guys down a little bit. Nothing has worked. I mean, they've run, 8 downs so far, 2 punts,
Correct.
A safety, and, 8 and now 3, 11 downs. And so this almost, you have those must-win games, those must-score drives. To me, this feels like a must first down.
Yeah, must first down, must just get some kind of movement going on the offense. Show that, show yourselves that you can get, 20, 30 yards more downfield and at least minimum flip the field here.
Flip the field.
And we've already seen 2 not great punts come out of Bishop Moore's backfield. So flipping the field might mean getting all the way down to the 40 and 35.
That's exactly right. All right, it's 3rd down and 8 here. Big critical down. Amari Johnson, the deep back. It's going to be 3. I see 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. Jurgensen stands next to Johnson. Steps up a little, comes back. Switches Johnson to the other side. Jurgensen wants it. And the Commodores blitz. And what a dial. There's the throw deep. And I tell you what, that is one heck of a blitz dial up.
Boy, not only did they bring their down 3 linemen, they brought the 2 backers, and they blitzed their outside backer that was in coverage.
That's just a great call. And I tell you, that brings up 4th and 8. And right now, and listen, O'Gallie is they are making all of their breaks.
Absolutely.
That's just a great call. And let's see how this punt goes here. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, at least got a
They
favorable
took a
bounce
Bishop
on that
Moore
one.
bounce here, and then O'Gallie for the first time tonight will start in their own territory. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Commodores at the Bishop Moore, or at the O'Gallie, I should say, 46. And Nick, here's the call I'd like to see now. Take a shot. You still got the wind at your back a little bit.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree with you more. And I agree with that because you have such a great defense. And I said this earlier before they scored on their last drive that, God forbid, something bad happened to the ball, an interception or whatever, you've got your defense to lean back on.
You got Jay Latson over here to your near side. And number 7 is Mekhi Biggs. These guys can catch balls, and that was nearly offsides. Allen wants it, has it, and play action throws, and they do take a shot. Wide open, missed him. Had him, just missed him.
And I was just about to say watch the far side of the field. I saw a little bit of acknowledgement between Allen and the receivers. They were essentially, Bishop Moore was 1 over 2 with a safety that was sitting more towards the middle of the field, and that's scary.
Yeah.
So they were going to take advantage of that, and they sure could have. That was an easy touchdown.
Well, that was 6 points right there. I think the quarterback's eyes got big on that one. 2nd and 10, but they took the shot.
They did. They did exactly what we thought they should do.
Yep. As Allen with a man in motion, fakes, gives. That is Welch who will be brought down. That's a late dive in there, but it will not be a penalty.
Well, that might be his shortest run of the day right there,
yeah,
right?
He picked up 1, so this is a big 3rd down for Bishop Moore here to stop O'Gallie. It's 3rd and 9 now, Nick.
This is huge for Bishop Moore, I think. If they can just get them to punt, granted, they're going to probably get the ball back on the 10-yard line or somewhere in that vicinity, and that's not what they want to do, but they can't let them drive down here and put more points on the board.
No, they certainly can't.
It'll make it real quick feel outreachable.
And there's a 4 wide receiver set here with Allen with Welch to his left. Allen throws across the middle, and how does he?
Oh, wow.
That ball's out, and that's Bishop Moore football. Who caught the football?
Well, I think that was a battle the whole time it got to the two of them. That they were both battling for
that
that
should
football.
be an incomplete pass.
I think I might agree with that too.
I
I don't know if there was any complete.
I don't think anybody had possession. Should be incomplete.
Well, the question, I guess, is did it hit the ground? Or
yeah,
did
that's
it
a good
pop
point.
Out and he caught it.
No, that's a good point too.
I didn't see it hit the ground, although there was a lot of people there, a lot of players. There you go, Bishop Moore football.
And I think because if that's a pass, then it's incomplete.
Yeah,
if it hits the ground.
If it hits the ground, it's incomplete. Nobody had full possession of that football.
So that's
battled between the two of them.
Yeah, that's going to be an interception.
And listen, this might be what Bishop Moore needed to just start something here. And I'm not saying they're going to drive down the field and score here, but that might hype up the sideline, get the flows feeling a little bit to get a little movement here.
In 121, you get the wind at your back, and that's a big difference. So Bishop Moore with a big turnover, and there's a big run, Nick, by the Hornets.
I'm still surprised that they're running up the middle of the way that they are. And I know O'Gallie's fast on the edges, and sometimes you just don't even want to hit those edges and worry about that speed. But
and this drive becomes critical for Bishop Moore because if they can put points on the board somehow, they have weathered the storm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jurgensen now, 2nd down and 4 for the Hornets. Jurgensen turns, gives, and O'Gallie reads that like a Dr. Seuss book, and down he goes.
I wonder what it was in film that they saw that they felt they could run up the middle of O'Gallie, because that was, again, an interior run. Now, he bounced it to the outside because he had a defender in his face inside of the pocket, but, that was, again, an inside run there.
Emmanuel Small on the carry, and that immediately brings up 3rd down and 4. 3.5, and I even almost think this is 4-down territory for Bishop Moore.
Yeah, I could see that, especially in the short yardage where they're at right now.
I think you're comfortable with how your defense is starting to adjust here. They're going to show blitz. Are they going to bring it? They indeed do. Throws, and that's a big catch, and he could go. He's to the 20, to the 10. All the way down inside O'Gallie territory, out at the 5-yard line, a quick slant pass, and the Hornets are knocking at the door, Nick.
I'll tell you what, O'Gallie was man-to-man there. They had no safety coverage there. They were bringing more heat, which they've done so far and done well so far this game, but that got them right there. And that's what happens. You get a nice quick pass and catch. It can take a man-to-man defense away.
Mangus Toma with the reception, and not just a first down, but it's red zone territory for the Hornets. It'll be first and goal for Bishop Moore when we come back. .48.5 yards, Nick. Bjorn Jurgensen with the pass completion to number 16. Mangus Toma, and Bishop Moore is in business to start quarter number 2 here on Brevard Sports Network. First and goal. I believe they're at the 5 here. A fresh 12 on the clock. Jurgensen from the gun with his running back, Amari Johnson, to his left. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Tight end in tight on the left. And we got a whistle. And is this a delay of game? It is.
Looks like it.
And
Boy,
that'll drive a coach crazy.
I'm just not sure how you do that coming out of a quarter. And I know Gallie gives you fits on the defense, and you're trying to read and understand what they're doing. They're moving around. But coming out of the quarter like that, I'm not sure how that happens.
That time, Jurgensen beat them on the blitz on that big play, Nick.
Yeah, they did. And he threw that ball falling away, too.
Yeah.
And that thing was a missile.
That's a good play. 9-0, second quarter here. A safety, the reason for the 2-point discrepancy. O'Gallie blitzes again. Jurgensen follows him in. This time up the middle. Jurgensen, is he in? Nope, he is down. Oh, he got tackled early. I thought he kept on going.
His linemen were in.
Yeah, I was like, my goodness, did he go all the way down that far? So it'll be second and goal now from the 9. Jurgensen takes him right back to the line of scrimmage, and this may be something that'll be a trend-worthy thing to watch, the no huddle. Jurgensen pulls for I tell you what, not a good read that time by ball's out, and the referee says it was down.
It was forward progress was stopped there, but something when I was looking at their stats, something I realized, and I think I said it at the beginning of the broadcast, 10 touchdowns by number 12 Jurgensen, and that rushing, I should say, 10 touchdowns rushing, and that should tell you when they get into the red zone, they have no worries about keeping that ball in his hand and running it in. And he's not a small guy. Looking at him, he's got to be 6'3", 6'4".
Well, the other thing, too, on that particular, I didn't like the read on that. I thought he should have put that ball in the belly of Johnson on that one. 10:55 to play. It's his third and goal. Jurgensen throws and in and out of the hands of his intended wide receiver there, and that's a tough pass to catch. And I think the thing that is coachable there is you got to keep running.
Yep.
And he stopped in the back of the end zone to try to pull that in. And
that's 100% right.
And that's Ron Schroeder back there, I believe. And Bishop Moore will come on to attempt a field goal here, Nick.
Gallie's playing man defense back there. There's no reason to stop your route. Even if it's a sit route, you got to still keep moving if you're playing against man defense.
10:48 to go. The field goal attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is good. And Bishop Moore gets on the board here.
That's only their 4th field goal attempt of this season. So.
Yeah, well, according to their stats anyway.
True.
Yeah, because they don't have all their field goals listed. The kick is good, and so with 10:43 to go in the first half, Bishop Moore has pulled to within 6 now, and that's huge. That's huge for obviously the scoreboard, but that's huge for their mentality too.
Yeah, just to show that they can move the ball. You were starting to wonder there in the first quarter if they even had the opportunity to be able to move that football. So that big pass kind of showed, hey, we can do this even when they're blitzing us with 15 guys.
Yeah. There are several scenarios here really for O'Galley, it's really quite simple. Win, and they'll host the Final Four game next week. They'll play the winner between Raines and Bishop Kenny. And that is out of the back of the end zone, because you look at the final FHSAA rankings, and while they do reseed, yes, that is true, they do reseed. They use, I believe, the final rankings. And, well, maybe not. If it's Raines, O'Galley would go to Jacksonville Raines, because Raines is number 1 in the in all of 3A. So O'Galley's number 2. And unless O'Galley gets... So O'Galley could travel next week to Raines.
Coco's up 17-0 right now.
That's not a shock. Here it's 9-3 as Joseph Allen brings the offense back on.
Ooh, big hit.
Yeah, that was a big hit. And Bishop Moore's defense is starting to find their feet a little bit, Nick.
And that's a pass catch that should not be dropped.
Yeah.
Although there was a big hit attached to it, it was more of a bobbled catch that allowed that ball to hit the ground.
That bomb drop from Devin St. Clair.
It was a bomb, too.
Yeah. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Commodores, who are now going into the wind, so to speak.
And there's definitely some swirling wind going on down there.
Oh, yeah,
going
for
this
sure.
direction for an offense is going to be a lot tougher.
It's chilly. Welch to the left. Here comes Larice. The pitch is to Larice. And Bishop Moore reads it nicely as they hold Larice to a gain of maybe 2. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8, Nick. And adjustments.
Right. They do love that jet sweep to Larice. That is a staple of their offense because, all you want to do is to get the ball in his hand and let him do the work.
10:30. Clock is stopped because Larice went out of bounds here. And actually, it's no gain, Nick. So it should be, well, I thought that was 2nd down. It should be.
There's a penalty.
Oh. Personal foul, face mask. That's 15 yards. So that's going to put O'Galley 1st and 10 at their own 35, Nick. And we talked about the discipline, right?
4 penalties already on Bishop Moore. And, that's not something that you can do with any team in the regional finals, let alone a team like O'Galley.
And these aren't penalties that, these aren't judgmental calls. These are, you grab the face mask, you grab the face mask. 1st and 10. And Larice in motion again. This time he stops, backtracks. Allen turns, gives to Welch. There's a hole, but it is, how does Tay Welch bounce off of? And you know what? That may be another face mask.
I think it is, actually. But, boy, what a way to keep his feet after taking that big hit.
Yeah, I mean, Welch, those thighs are just, you don't want to get hit in the shoulders with those because that'll create a stinger instantaneously. And they're going to pick the flag up as he asked I thought he threw a flag for, he grabbed up by the helmet area and threw the flag, but I think he asked the other official, did he grab the face mask? And the answer was no. And so, after a 4-run gain, it is 4-yard gain. It is 2nd down and 6 for the Commodores. It is Allen with three wide receivers, trips here to the near side, screen to Larice. Larice looking for a seam. He has enough for a 1st down. He gets near or across the 50-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 Commodores at about their own 48, it looks like. It's close.
And Bishop Moore's got to change their coverage when they go into those trips packages like that. They can't just send their safeties bailing back the moment the ball is hiked. They'll just throw it to Larice every single time on those screens, and he'll get anywhere from 5 yards to 50, depending on how that blocking goes ahead of him.
Now, here's one of the dumbest things you'll see in football. They will walk the ball over here and bring the chains all the way across the field to measure for a 1st down.
Why?
Yeah,
is that?
I don't understand it. But that's exactly what we're going to get. And when they do it in the NFL, when they do it in college, I just never understood why you just didn't take the football and put it over there exactly where it would be here.
I've never even noticed that is what happens.
Yeah.
Usually I'm down in that huddle right there when they're walking those chains over,
No, this is a weird thing that occurs. And I'm sure it drives the officials crazy, too.
I wonder what the reasoning behind that
I
is.
don't know, man. It's just one of those
If anybody
things.
out there in the world knows why they have to walk the chains all the way across the field, please let me know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Coach Shaq, hey, what's up, buddy? Thanks for watching.
And let's see what the signal will be here. I mean,
Looks like they just missed it.
yeah, it's going to be 3rd down and inches. So, you got to think, right? Like, I mean, did they lose anything coming across the
Right.
field all that way, right? I mean,
I know they clipped the flag to the yardage line and those type of things, but
yeah, it's just one of the
I don't
weirdest things I've
understand.
ever seen. Yeah, now they're going to place the ball where he's holding it, right? And then they'll walk the chains all the way back over. See, that's just one of these things.
don't worry. In the NFL, it'll be all electrical.
I once thought that, but the technology's here, and they haven't even talked about going to it yet.
Oh.
They had the technology to do it, but I think this thing comes down to a generation thing. You have a generation of officials that have been doing this a long time, and I think you'll see a changeover when this generation of officials moves on.
It may be the viewers too. You have a very large generation that are so used to the old school way of doing things.
We don't even care. Right. When you're watching the TV, you don't even care. Put the line on there. I'm good. So it's 3rd and I
wonder what they're going to do here.
Yeah, I think they're going to give this thing to Tay Welch.
I don't see any reason to do otherwise.
And Welch has the 1st down and maybe a yard after, so it'll be 1st and 10 for O'Gallie. He didn't pick that up as much as you think he would have.
No, but I think
he's got it
down like that. All you're trying to do is get across that 1st down marker.
So there's 9:48 to play in the first half. Bishop Moore has settled down. It is a 9-3 score. O'Gallie scores on a holding call and a punt by Bishop Moore in the end zone, and then they get in on a short field. Nick, just
very short.
Yeah. Larice in motion, fakes the Larice, gives to Welch, and Bishop Moore read it perfectly. And I think here's the thing that sells that play out. That wasn't a very good fake to Larice.
No, not at all.
And they're not buying it. And if they're not buying it, then the key is Welch.
Well, it's not too often that they fake the Larice and pass the ball.
Yeah.
So I think once you see that fake happen or don't see it happen, I think the obvious decision is to go get the running back.
8:55 and ticking here. 9-3, O'Gallie on top. 2nd down and 10 for the Commodores. Trips near side. Watch the screen to the near side. Let's see if Bishop Moore reads it this time, or if O'Gallie is just setting them up for something else here. Allen wants it, and he's going to give to, this time it's Emmanuel Small. Small picks up maybe 2, Nick. It'll be 3rd and 8.
And Bishop Moore did a much better job there. Safety didn't bail on that trips package, and I don't know if that made them hand the ball off or not, or it's probably a designed run that way.
That's got to be your read, right?
Yeah, that you would think it is. But I do believe it was just a base handoff. But they did a much better job covering that trips package either way.
Yeah. So now it's 3rd, and we'll call it a short 8, long 7. How about that?
I agree.
All right. So Allen in the pistol. Now this is going to be doubles, and they're stacked on top of each other here to each side. One back in the backfield, and turns give. Look at that run straight up the middle. That's a great run. Tay Welch. That's not Welch. Touchdown! Touchdown, O'Gallie Commodores. Emmanuel Small busted through the middle for 49 yards, Nick.
And I'll tell you what, that defensive lineman should have taken him out in the backfield, and he made that run happen, busting at least 3 or 4 tackles on the way through there. That was impressive.
Emmanuel Small and Tay Welch last week, 194 combined rushing yards, and here tonight already you see the carry there, 48-yard touchdown run, and that was all Emmanuel Small.
Looking like a pinball bouncing off people. That was impressive.
Karpowicz, extra point, blocked. Or no, did he hit that? It looked like it was blocked. Okay, nope, it's good. And with 7:38 to play in the half, it's 16-3 Commodores. All right, so O'Galley picks up a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So now O'Galley will be kicking off from their, 20?
25,
25,
right?
yeah.
We should walk it off right here.
So Emmanuel Small just absolutely just blew that thing up, and I apologize, Emmanuel. I said Tay Welch there on the call, and I knew it was Small, but
I thought you said Small. Did you say
I meant at the very beginning.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I hate ruining tape for these kids if they use the call.
And that was a beautiful run.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean,
was so impressive.
He has the speed and the power, and Small recently committed to Wagner, I believe it was.
Yep.
Yeah, New York City football, Division I football at that. 7:38 to play here in the first half. We want to thank Doug Connor, Inc., and, of course, wouldn't be here without Doug Connor, and the ball blows off the tee. Doug Connor and Crickets, as well as the county line in that swirling wind knocks that ball off the tee. And there's the kick, and this one, yep. And that field, maybe it's something about, because Karpowski was booming him. And look at this run back to the 10. Oh, look at that's number 10 down to the 40 of O'Galley. 30. He might have got all the way to the 35.
I think that wind is a little more effective down there than we think it is. You know, that both teams kicking
Devin
against
St. Clair
has really shown that it's not going to be easy.
Boy, Bishop Moore needs to answer here, Nick.
I think this, you talked about a absolutely needed drive to put points on the board. I think that's this right here. I know 16-3. We're still talking about a 13-point game, 2 possessions. It's not the end of the world, but if you do another 3 and out here with such great field position and maybe miss a field goal or have to punt it depending on what happens, I think that could be really devastating.
Doug Connor, Inc. is a family-owned and operated construction company serving Central Florida since 1985. DCI offers a full line of construction services, including complete site development, recycled concrete, aggregates, debris collection, and removal. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact their office at 321-259-8349 or visit at www.dougconnorinc.com. 1st and 10 for Bishop Moore. The ball was placed back at the O'Galley 41. Jurgensen turns, gives to Johnson. Yeah, he does. That's a good fake because he faked me out.
It's not a decent run by Johnson there.
Yeah.
5 yards, I believe, on the carry.
So 7:11 to go here, and it looks like the hurry up again, Nick.
And this is something that an offense can do to really put the defense on its heels. You get moving fast. It doesn't give the defense an opportunity to shift and adjust, and it doesn't give the DC time to call blitzing packages. So going fast is never a bad idea to me.
3 wide receivers to the near side. Jurgensen drops back, looks, fires, throws. He takes a shot to the end zone, and the ball got hung up in the wind, and he overshot his guy by about 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5, and I thought the last time they had the football at the 50, maybe the 45, that it was 4-down territory. This is.
Absolutely, especially going this direction, this far down the field. I don't see any reason why it's not.
Listen, your defense has really essentially shut down the O'Galley passing game. You haven't stopped the run, so that's got to be a major concern moving forward here. Jurgensen again looking, little screen pass out to Johnson, and Amari Johnson needs to make this happen. So they don't get it all, but it'll be 4th and about 2, and it's decision time for Coach Matt Hedrick and the Bishop Moore Hornets.
I think you got to go for it here. Field goal, we're talking. I know they just hit a 40-yarder earlier. This would be, a 50?
No, you can't try a field goal here.
Field goal here. I think offense needs to stay on the field.
And they're going to line up under center, and I get it, it's 4th and 1, but I don't know what we're going to see here. And that's what we're going to see. That's a good call. Down the side.
That is a great
touchdown,
call.
Bishop Moore on 4th and 1. A jet sweep, Nick, on 4th and 1. O'Galley was not ready, and that was Trenton Gummer.
That was a great call by the offensive coordinator. You know, they had easily 8 guys in a box there, leaving only 3 on the outside. All you got to do is beat one guy around the edge, and you're taking it home. That's exactly what happened.
And not only do the Hornets get the needed first down, Nick, but they pick up 6 more in the process.
That is such an impressive call to me. There was a flag. Okay, they're waving it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what it was thrown for.
I think it was something on the celebration, but sounds like it wasn't excessive.
555's on the board, and Bishop Moore says, you know what, we're not going away. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 5:55 to play in the first half, they have cut the lead back to 6. It's O'Gallie 16, Bishop Moore 10. Scared you there for a minute with that black screen, didn't I? Welcome back here on Brevard Sports Network. And looks like we got a second half. Listen, Bishop Moore needs to get a stop here.
They do. But that was a little bit of breathing room is what they just created, or not breathing room, but a little bit of ability to breathe there by scoring that touchdown. Such a different ball game, 6-point ball game here. Even if they could give up a field goal or just a long drive, it doesn't end the world here.
No, that's for sure. And they've certainly amassed some confidence that they can score on this defense.
Absolutely.
And that's a great kick. So, Nick, it has got to be that wind as that ball goes into the end zone because he hasn't shown any type of a foot like that.
Absolutely. And I think we underestimated the wind out there, and we knew it was swirling and twirling, and we see the hair flopping around out there. And, again, not a lot of trees and things like that to really see how the wind's going. But the kicks alone will tell you that it's affecting the football game.
If I'm the O'Gallie Commodores, I don't even throw the football.
I don't think I do either. What they've been able to do in their running game between the 2 running backs, just mix and match and just keep on going.
Now, you're going to be forced to if you're 3rd and long, but I don't think –
Sure.
I think what you just need to find if you get in that situation. 1st and 10 for Joseph Allen, Tay Welch back in the backfield.
Listen, the way that Welch and Smalls are running the ball, 3rd and long may even still be a running down.
And Larice turns, and, yep, that's what it is. Nice cut. You see that cut? Look at this. Welch still on his feet. Tay Welch still going. Welch at the 30. Welch all the way down to the 25. And Bishop Moore does not have an answer for Emmanuel Small and Tay Welch. That is a huge run, Nick.
Boy, and I came into this game thinking it was going to be on both number 12's arms, but I couldn't have been more wrong. This running game of O'Gallie is really just showing its face, and it is impressive.
That's a 55-yard scamper by Welch, and it's 1st and 10 for the Commodores at the Bishop Moore 25. And this is Allen who keeps it. Allen stiff arms, and there's a flag, and Allen goes down. I'd hand the ball off next time.
Yeah.
Allen's going to lose 5-6 yards. The flag is – I think I'd decline this.
That was, again, one of those inside run with the option to throw it to Larice on the screen. And Bishop Moore has definitely adjusted to that screen because they came up on that, and it really threw Allen for a loop.
You got to decline this, Nick.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, he lost 6 yards. Take the down here.
Oh, did he? Okay, I thought he threw the ball out away.
Yeah, well, they're going to take the 6 yards and back them up here. Because I don't think you're going to get a field goal here. The wind's in their face. I think I would have taken the play.
Yeah, if the play resulted in a minus
6, it was, yeah. 5:33 to go. Holding against O'Gallie is decline. Yeah, I think I would have taken that.
Good call, Alan. Good call. I guess I thought he threw it away at the end of that.
No.
That play.
First and now. No, actually.
Yeah,
It's 2nd and 16, and that's just a perfect strike to Larice. So He did not. According to the yard marker guy, they did decline it. Okay,
They
so,
did, correct,
Okay,
yeah.
so so my fault. So they did decline it. So, and now it's 3rd down and
Short.
1. Okay.
I wonder what they're going to do here, Alan.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's not. Even though we're on the Space Coast, it's not rocket science, right? Who's it going to be? It looks like it's Emmanuel Small back there. Ball on the far hash mark. Larice in motion, and
he slipped
down. And now it's going to be 4th down. And I think here, man, if he was hitting them from 40, maybe you take the 3 points.
Yeah, but again, we're going against the wind here.
Yeah.
This is not an easy kick. This is more like probably a 50. With the way this wind is blowing, I think I keep the offense out there.
And they're going to get a chance to talk about it because, the guy you didn't want down is down in Small, I believe.
Yeah, that was a tough slip he did.
Well,
right
I think he might have agitated a hamstring there, slipping on the inside.
I hope not.
And Chris Sands is not happy with Joseph Allen on that one. Yeah, maybe the field goal is not an option with the way the wind is going. Because, the first thing is the ball's on the correct hash mark for him because it's going from left to right. So, I don't know, man.
Well, what are we talking about? We're talking about
Carp's a good kicker.
20, 30, almost 40-yard field goal, correct?
Yeah.
From where we're at right now. Add the wind. It's at least a 10-mile-per-hour wind, and it's swirling. So that's not helping out anything either.
Carp, which pretty good kicker.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Well, I'm going to go with you on this one. They're going to go for it. It's 4th down, and 4, we'll call it. I think if you're Bishop Moore, you send the house here. Force Allen to beat you. And we're going to get a timeout by Bishop Moore. They wanted to take a look at what O'Galley was going to line up in and counter it here with 4:15 to play. This is a big play right here.
Yeah, I agree. And it's great decision here taking this timeouts, seeing what they were coming out in. Now let's see if O'Galley adjusts.
Yeah, don't you always sit at home and argue with the TV when the announcer makes the obvious statement like, this is a big play call here. Is it Joe Buck? Is it Al Michaels?
It's the 3rd round of the playoffs.
Right.
Is it a big call, really?
Really? 4th down, right? 16-10 is our score. Hope everybody's enjoying the night. We got a lot of complaints. Are we okay?
No, I haven't seen any complaints at all.
Oh, that's good news. That's good news. I don't like a lot of complaints. 4th down. Here we go. Big one here.
Same formation by O'Galley.
Yeah, they didn't change it. And they got him. Wow, they got him. And that's going to drive Hedrick crazy because that's the type of mistake that Bishop Moore does not make. Oh, they called a false start.
Wow.
So now, Nick, this changes everything. Was that a false start?
Oh, I think it was on the receiver.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I think the
Okay.
receiver closest to us.
So now it's 4th down and 9.
Boy.
So Hedrick's actually very happy now.
I think they bailed the defense out right there.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Allen looks in trouble, throws deep, intercepted.
Don't bring it out.
That's foolish to bring the football out. Yeah, I mean, you got to learn. I mean, that's just a mental mistake there. It's a good play for the pick.
And it's exciting as a player to get a pick.
Nah, I can't. Bobby Miller's a senior, and that's the guy that made the interception. Bobby's got to know better. He's in the end zone and has to take a knee. He just cost his team 15 yards of field position, and he's got to know that.
Yeah, and that's a huge 15 yards because, O'Galley's defense is just going to come at you right now.
Yep.
Right? They're just going to send the house.
They're going to pin their ears
and
back.
They're going to hope to get another safety on the next couple of plays here.
Yeah, and you tell a guy, Bobby's a good kid, but that's a selfish play is what the coach is going to tell him.
Yeah, absolutely.
4:02. Jurgensen turns, gives Amari Johnson, who has not had the big runs tonight like Small and Welch, churns his way, though, for a hard-fought 5 yards.
And I'll tell you, that's an important 5 yards right there. So had they needed a punt now at any point, punter's got plenty of space back there to work with and won't have to short leg anything. Not to say that they're going to punt here, but that's a big run right there.
The other thing here is that Bishop Moore keeping O'Galley off the board, at least right now. The Commodores get the ball to start the second half. Jurgensen play action rolls. He's in trouble. He's got to get rid of it. Throws. Nice job.
Oh,
out of bounds though, and that's going to be 3rd down and 4 or 5. There you see the sticks on your screen. So Jurgensen, it's a good job by him to roll out. His receiver just couldn't keep his foot in, I guess.
And we talked about O'Galley's speed, but man, seeing that linebacker come up on the quarterback on the outside right there, he was so fast.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Commodores have blitzed in this situation, and they look like they're going to show it again. Keep your eyes on number 4. They do blitz, and this is Jurgensen. Jurgensen will not get the first down, and Bishop Moore is going to be forced to punt. That's just a great play over there by Josh Roberts, the FAU commit. 4th and a yard, yard and a half. I just think you got to punt this football.
Yeah, you absolutely have to punt this football. There's really not another decision to be made right here.
We saw in the NFL Monday night, John Harbaugh and the Ravens went for it on their own 16 against the Chargers, but
there might be some brotherly thought processes in there with the two head coaches.
Larice, but you got the wind at your back here now,
yeah, exactly.
So. And he that's a much better, and that's not Larice back there either. That's a great punt, and it'll be O'Galley ball, 1st and 10 at the 40 or 32-yard line of the Commodores. And for Joseph Allen, the last play down was just a matter of hit. My coach would tell me that play was as good as a punt.
Yeah.
On 4th down anyway. But it's not going to look good for him in the stat column. Throw the ball up and give your guy a chance to make a play. He did. 16-10 now. O'Galley, Tay Welch with Allen in the back, or Allen the quarterback. Welch in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split near side. 2 to the high side. He turns and just gives to Welch. And Welch churns his way through for a gain of 1. 2:20 to play in the first half.
You got to wonder how the offense is going to keep moving as long as – let me rephrase that. How the offense is going to keep moving if Bishop Moore can hold up this run offense any bit.
Yeah. No, and now you've implemented Emmanuel Small into this equation, who was not in the equation in the first quarter.
Right. No, not at all.
No. 2nd down and 8. Allen with Welch and gives to Welch, and Bishop Moore reads it beautifully, and that is going to be a loss of 2, and it'll be 3rd and 10, 1:40 to go. Bishop Moore will likely use one of their 2 timeouts here, or at least they should.
You would think.
They do not. 90 seconds to play. Yeah, I think you want to try to get O'Galley to punt here.
I definitely use a timeout right here.
If
O'Galley's smart, they're just
if you're O'Galley here, you've got to run this play clock down as far as you can. Wait till the back judge puts his hands up, because he's got to put it up at the 10-second mark, and they snap it quick. They give it to Welch, and now it's going to be 4th down. And now there's a flag. Is that a flag?
Yep.
Let's see what the penalty is. If it's against O'Galley, it'll be declined. If it's against Bishop Moore, it could be a 1st down. Personal foul. Face mask, yeah, Bishop Moore, 2 15-yard face mask, and that's a killer, Nick.
Penalties, penalties, penalties. And, you know, some hurt more than others, but when you're going to give them a first down, when you've just done a tremendous job of stopping them on 3 straight downs, you know, with a minute left in the ball game and give them life. If O'Gallie ends up coming down and scoring on this drive right here, we might look towards the end of this game and remember this specific moment right here.
Yeah, because, listen, if you're Joseph Allen now, I think you take another shot here.
I don't disagree. Now, again, wind in your face.
Well, I think you got to keep this. I don't think this is something you throw a deep post on. Maybe
Right.
look for Larice on a cross here.
Crosser, yep, agreed.
1st and 10 at the Bishop Moore 4 or 35. Oh, he's gone. Gone. He's gone. Maybe. Pushed out. Is he in? Touchdown! O'Gallie Commodores on another long run. And with 54 seconds, no holding against O'Gallie. It's coming back. And now we're starting to see the flags fly. Yeah. I saw the flag fly. I was hesitant. That was Tay Welch. And a hold will now make it 1st and 20. Actually, it's a block in the back there, Nick.
Boy, oh boy. And I'm not sure how you get a block in the back on a play like that.
As important as that face mask penalty was, keep your eye on that one.
Yeah, that is true.
And that hold, apparently a spot foul, occurred down here around the 40-yard line of Bishop Moore because it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So it had to occur.
Which was probably after he was gone already.
Yeah, you would think. And now Emmanuel Small, Bishop Moore is going to be carrying some momentum into the dressing room with them with 41 seconds to go. And if I'm O'Gallie and recognizing that Bishop Moore isn't going to take a knee here, I don't think I put this thing in play. I may just take a knee here and run to the half with a 6-point lead. Coming up at halftime, we'll let you hear the O'Gallie band. And they're just going to get up, slips down, and that'll take us to the end of the half. Nick, before the band takes the field here, 16-10 as time ticks off. O'Gallie's going to go to the locker room with a 6-point lead. Bishop Moore has not played their best foot. They certainly aren't playing like the number 2 seed they are and a 10-2 team. But that sideline looks very excited right now. They're carrying a little bit of momentum. They got to feel good about their second half chances. If you're O'Gallie, they have not stopped you running the football up the middle of the field. What do you see? What are you doing here in the second half?
I think you come out and you just continue to dominate the run. You know, there's no reason really with a 6-point lead to do much of anything other than hand it off to those 2 amazing backs.
Yep.
You know, absolutely no reason. For Bishop Moore, I think, yes, there's definitely some feeling like, hey, we can do this. And if they go in and go, and hey, we're only down by 6 and we just played the worst first half of football
all
than
season,
St. Thomas Aquinas, then they might not feel too bad.
Yep, no doubt. All right, 16:50, and coming out now will be the O'Gallie band. So we will disconnect the headsets. Now, what that means for you is that anything, and I mean anything, heard in the background is not the responsibility of Brevard Sports Network. So the band coming up here at O'Gallie, and Nick and I will be back to bring you the rest of this one from Commodore Stadium. 16-10 Commodores on top. This is where I walk away from this.
Here comes the hustle. Freshman year. Our game ball tonight is brought to you by Reynolds. Their dedication drives, fuels the game of football. On high school field and professional stadiums nationwide. Our hands to yours. Most GSD football. Play what the pros play.
Did you say he said the band was playing?
What are you doing?
They're not playing? Well, okay. All right, well, there we go. Okay. Well, no band. Sorry, folks.
We tried.
Wasn't that about the dumbest thing I ever heard? This is the playoff. Okay. So, no band. And now they get the old halftime banner. There you go. Now I'm stepping out and getting some air.
It's funny. Before the game started, he was down there doing some extra
You hurt his hamstring about 4
stretch.
weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, that's exactly what it looked like he was doing.
He hurt his hamstring 4 weeks ago. Didn't play in a game.
He was rolling it out. He
Yeah.
was,
What?
Georgia Tech 10, Georgia 0.
Well, that makes things interesting, won't it? So now you got two of the best players in the game.
Yeah, that's
almost
huge.
huge.
Does it even it out?
No, I
Not
think
until Bishop Moore can start stopping the freaking run.
unless they stop the run, it's not going to matter. Right?
Yeah.
How many people are watching our game?
Well, we had.
Oh, that's how many does that say? 210.
210 currently.
Where's the halftime thing? Is that up there?
That's what we're doing right now.
What?
Why
What's
is it
that?
not show? Oh, is this super behind?
No, I'm green. Oh, there we go. All right, ready? Let's talk about this. Actually, we're on. So we're all ready. Yeah, we're all ready to go. So we got an update for you here at halftime of O'Gallie and Bishop Moore. That young man sitting there is one of the best players sitting on the football field for either of these two teams. That's Xavier Larice. And it does not appear as if the X Factor is going to be playing in the rest of this one. And just how big of a blow would that be to the Commodores? Well, let me show you. If you look at the graphic on your screen, and Nick, 1,400 all-purpose yards. He's got 13 total touchdowns. Now, 9 of them come on the offensive side of the football. 2 of them are special teams, and 2 of them are defensive. He leads both of these teams in interceptions. He's got 6 on the year. You saw what he could do earlier in terms of them just not wanting to even kick to him this year, or this game, I should say. But it does not appear as though Xavier Larice is going to be playing in the second half.
And, he's so important to the offense, but he is beyond important to the defense and special teams.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just what you said, the X factor. And he is, he helps that running game get open by being on the outside and getting those quick screens and stuff like that.
That jet sweep.
Those jet sweeps and those type of things. But on the defensive side, you have to factor in where he's at all times.
Yep.
So this could be a big blow to O'Gallie.
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't know, listen, Kenyon Austin's out for
Absolutely
Bishop Moore.
And we saw at the beginning of this game, and actually this whole half, how much that affected their offense.
Yeah.
Because it obviously has.
Yeah, there's no doubt, because we haven't seen you watch the film on Bjorn Jurgensen. Kid loves to throw the football down the field.
Absolutely.
And he can drop it in a breadbasket.
And catching it 20 yards a pop, being out is, that's gigantic.
So, yeah, this is Xavier Larice, and he's going to get a wrap with some ice, and he is not going to return. So, again, just the same thing as we said for Kenyon Austin. It is going to have to be next man up for O'Gallie, and we will see just exactly who that will be. Coco currently leads Newberry 17-3.
And I thought that was going to be a little bit more of a spread game there too. I thought we would see at least 24-point differential at halftime there. So good.
I thought the final score of that one it would be 41-17, 35-17, somewhere around there.
I think I had what did I tell somebody? 32-10. I think I had.
I had this one 27-20, 27-24. Either one of these two teams is where I had it. So we'll see. Now, I picked O'Gallie to win. I'm a Brevard County guy, so, picking O'Gallie to win the football game. But, again, and it still wouldn't shock me if Bishop Moore wins this football game, even down by 6. Now, O'Gallie's going to get the football to start the second half.
And that's big. And, I think you run the football, you work the clock, and not to say that, you can't throw the football at all. But, we've seen 2 interceptions by Joseph Allen today, and I think Gallie understands that running the football is what's going to win.
Well, that's the key for
football
Bishop
game.
Moore, too, Nick, is that Xavier Reese can be out. But if they can't stop if they can't stop Jay Welch or Emmanuel Small, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right?
Because
Exactly.
Xavier Reese doesn't play offensive line.
Now, I will say, that we
This year.
saw a little bit later in the half that they did a much better job of stopping them, with the exception of the big run that got called back. But they were doing a much better job, but still not good enough, though. At least not enough to win the ball game.
So breaking news from Commodore Stadium, where Xavier Reese will not play. And we don't know that his official status is out. And we'll see.
Our sideline reporter down there, Daryl, is, I think, telling us that it is not good.
No. Yeah, that's what he said. Not good. So, yeah, I don't think he's coming back. It's funny because I didn't see him on that last kickoff by Bishop Moore.
Right. So it obviously.
So it piqued my interest, and I kind of went outside and looked around a little bit, and then Cody came out and told me, Cody Queen came out and told me that, no, he's not playing in the second half. So good looking out by Cody, my man, in the booth. I didn't even see him sitting there.
I didn't either.
I was looking for him over here, and I was like, well, because it's unusual not to see him back there returning kicks. And I didn't even think twice of it, to be honest with you. So we'll see what the adjustment is, but they've got some ballers, just like Bishop Moore. And they'll make.
Yeah, I mean, they've got athlete after athlete, and, they do have the opportunity to essentially just plug and play. Obviously the big play ability of Maurice is unmatched by almost anybody that's on the field, if not anybody that's on the field. So that's definitely a key, but Gallie is blessed with a lot of great players, and they're going to have the opportunity to shine here in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm hitting a cramp right now on my right leg. That is absolutely driving me nuts, man.
I saw you in the corner of my eye.
Yeah, I almost tripped. Poor Cody's kid coming through, sticking out the right leg. I'm like, I'm playing injured here, man.
Next man up, Alan.
Next man up. There you go, Nick. Oh, man. How can you get a cramp on a 55, 60-degree night?
No, it sucks getting old, doesn't it?
Must be too much salt in the diet yesterday.
Probably a little extra than normal.
Oh, yeah, I'll say. A little extra of everything more than normal yesterday.
We had apple pie. We had banana pudding. We had, of course, we cooked 2 turkeys this year.
Yeah.
And I say we, not me. My lovely wife.
Oh,
but
no.
You all right?
Yeah, I thought.
Okay. Don't scare me like that.
No, man, I thought I accidentally turned everything off. Go
we
ahead.
went through this once before.
Yes,
we're not going to do that again.
I almost did it to us again, man.
Oh, man.
Nothing. My heart could not withstand another Titusville.
Oh, what timing.
Oh, no, that was terrible. I just couldn't believe that happened. I didn't blame it on anybody but myself.
No. I'm not sure there's anybody else to blame.
There's nobody else to blame. Just forgot to plug up the device. It didn't charge, and it happened to cut off 2 minutes before overtime started.
Listen, if there was any time for it to happen right, that exact moment was the time.
That's exactly right.
They were trying to figure out where to place the ball after those weird penalties and all the issues.
Yeah.
And so it ended up working. All we did was moving the ball. So
for those of you that are tuning in, a couple of weeks ago we were doing the Merritt Island Titusville first round of the playoffs game, and so I don't know. We get all the way to the fourth quarter with about two and a half minutes to go in the game, and whoosh, Titusville's driving to tie the game up, and all of a sudden, the device cuts off. And I'm ready to blame this one, that one, and the other, and I can't figure out what happened. Well, what happened was your knucklehead broadcaster forgot to plug the device in to charge it during the broadcast, and, well, that's what happens. Luckily, we were able to get right back on air before another play.
It was amazing, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely amazing. What a finish that game was.
Yes, it was.
And this game being 16-10, I mean, it's definitely not over.
No,
so
it's not.
It could shape up to be something similar.
As we get set to go here, 50 seconds to go in the half. And, you often wonder if and when the other team notices that a player of Larissa's stature is out for a game. Like, how does that work? That I don't know.
Do you think they noticed right when you noticed when he wasn't back there returning the kick?
I think that somebody had to notice.
Maybe up in the stands that are watching,
booth, yeah.
At the coach's booth, said, hey, wait a second.
Yeah, why is he not out there?
Where is the X-Man?
And the X-Man will be on the sideline. He's got his jacket on and his hamstring taped. And the hope now is that if Gallie can win this football game, that he will be available to them next week, because a hamstring injury is not a quick healer.
No, and it could go anywhere from, 1 week to months.
Again, it's a nagging type of an injury, depending on the grade of the pull or the, whatever. It's terrible.
And he is not an athlete that can go half speed and try to work around it. He is a full speed. Everything he does is 100%, and you really got to take care of yourself. And I know it's killing him not being out there. I can promise you that.
Yep. So here we go, 12 on the clock, and Bishop Moore will kick off to O'Gallie to start the second half here. The Commodores on top, 16-10, and there is the kick, and that'll go through the end zone as Joseph Allen and the Commodores offense take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. And Nick, again, I don't think, we may be on the Space Coast, as I continuously say, but it's not rocket science. You turn around and hand the ball to 0 or 1.
Yeah, and, with the exception of that block in the back on that long run, Bishop Moore has done definitely a better job in this end of the first half to slow that run down. But they haven't stopped it by any means.
So here we go. Allen with Welch and Latson in motion throws. That's an out. That is DJ Maltsby on the catch. That's a good play by Maltsby, and you'll take that all day long. That's 7 yards.
Yeah, they come out slinging the ball, and that was definitely different than what we thought was going to happen. Against the wind. To throw that out route, that's not an easy throw.
No, and that's one of the safer. I mean, you're right. It's not an easy throw, but it's a safe throw.
Yeah, absolutely. If you miss it, it's probably going out of bounds or it's going low. It's an incomplete pass, especially with the corner playing off 7 or 8 yards.
Turns, gives, and look at this. He slips a tackle, and that's a great run there. You're not going to bring him down by just grabbing his foot. Tay Welch on the carry, and that's an O'Gallie Commodore first down.
Welch and Smalls, I mean, these guys are just bouncing off of guys like it's nothing. It's what a tandem to have in your backfield.
As Maltsby will take, or that's actually not Maltsby. Who is that over there? Yeah, that's Maltsby. Trips near side. Let's see if they still go with that screen. Nope. Turns, gives. Why would you when you got Tay Welch running for 5-6 yards a clip?
That's a give the whole way. I don't even think they were trying to read that. Oh, we got 2 down.
Yeah, number 55 is down for – he's up, though, but not getting up is a Hornet. And so 11:20 to go here. And he's going to get up and walk off on his own, and that's good to see. That's number 56 out there. That's Marco Mohar.
That's the second time I've seen him get a little banged up in this football game.
He got banged up earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, down by the end zone there.
It's probably a very physical battle inside.
Oh, absolutely. The size of these two offensive defensive lines, you know there's some bumping and bruising going on down there.
The last couple of weeks, meaning last week and this week, this Commodore offense has completely shifted their focus back to the rushing attack, Nick, and it has paid off sizably.
And to have that ability to pass or rush, depending on what you see in film, is so awesome.
Not
Wow.
that time as Bishop Moore slams the door shut, and that's a great play by number 33 for the Hornets. That's Aiden Fallon, the senior middle linebacker, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Nothing going on that run play, huh?
No. And that's exactly what the Hornets need to do moving forward here, Nick. 10:49 to play, third quarter. O'Gallie on top, 16-10 here. Allen, big third down here for the Commodores. He's got Small, looks, fires, throws, and that is a beautiful pitch and catch for a Commodore first down. Jay Latson, the recent Wagner commit, with that's just a gorgeous route by Latson and a perfectly thrown ball by Allen.
And that's a great catch, too. That's not easy. Ball was there when he was turning his head, and on those out routes, that's exactly what you want, to give the defense no opportunity to bite on that and take that for 6. But what a catch.
10:28 to go. And 1st and 10 for O'Gallie. Ball at their own 49-yard line. Allen with Emmanuel Small in the backfield. Double split equally but stacked on top of each other. The give is the Small. Small gets outside, and he will be stopped after a gain of 7, 2nd and 3. The ball at the Bishop Moore 45.
And they're loving this power pool run. Little cutback by the running backs, following those big boys up the just outside the B gap. It's a beautiful run system.
No doubt. 2nd down and 4 here. Small remains in the game in the backfield. Allen throws. This is caught, and another Commodore first down coming up.
That's a great block by the receiver there.
And I believe that is Makai Biggs, who, listen, O'Gallie's got 5 guys in triple digits in receiving yards this year, Nick. And so any of these guys have the capability to make a play.
And that's what we were saying when we saw Larice was out. They have the athletes that they can put in there, and they're going to have the ability to make some really nice plays, and they're going to be chance to shine here in the second half.
Well, and also I think you're right. Where we're going to see the biggest difference is what occurs on the defensive side of the ball for O'Gallie. Allen fires, throws down the sidelines, and that is what's the flag going to be here? That comes flying in. Is it a hold? Is it illegal?
I think it's going to be a hold. A lot of contact there, and I think he was impeding the routes.
They're going to call pass interference on Bishop Moore, number 4. Yeah, there it is. Pass interference on Bishop. I don't like the call.
Yeah, I mean, there was contact early.
I think they're both battling,
they're both battling, and it was almost like the receiver just kind of stopped as opposed to the DB stopping his routes. So, I guess they can see it better than we can.
I just watched the replay that we're privy to. I didn't see any contact. Did you?
Yeah, watching the play itself, I felt like I did, but again, it felt very, very by both sides of the football game.
That's a 15-yard penalty, and now it's 1st and 10 at the Bishop Moore 25. Turns, gives, and this is a straight run. And this is Emmanuel Small. Small down the sideline, still on his feet, out of bounds. And right now, O'Gallie's offense is, it's dialed in, and everything seems to be working.
I just don't understand, Bishop Moore. Where is the adjustment? This is the exact same run play that they've done for the entire first half, and now the entire drive of this start of the second half. They're pulling this outside tackle. They're running to the exterior B gap, outside of the B gap. It's the exact same play.
Yep.
It's time to make an adjustment, guys.
Yep. And this is Small again, and this time they do make the adjustment, and in there to make the stop is big number 55 for Bishop Moore, and that's Alex Oates. And that's a loss of 2, so it'll be second down and 12. 8:39 to play in the third. So now this is typically a passing down here, but the field is shorter. So we'll see what decision Chris Sands and Coach Guy make here on this one. Allen gives, and that's Welch, and Welch is still on his feet, and he's going to pick up
4 yards. Oh.
And who is that going to go against? There's 2 flags in there. I didn't see anything. There's 3 flags in there. And is this where the discipline? And there's another flag. That's going against Bishop Moore. It's just 2 different penalties now. He might be ejected, too. He's got to be careful here. And this is the discipline part of the game we're talking about. These are going to go against Bishop Moore. So this is going to be
dead ball.
There's
Gallie.
Gallie.
One against.
All right, so that's declined. So they're going to be offsetting penalty. I have no idea what just happened there.
I think you had it right. I think Bishop Moore had the initial penalty, and I think that late flag that came in was against O'Gallie.
Could have been thrown against Chris. I don't know. But the bottom line is we're going to do it all over again, 2nd and 12. And this is where you can't fall apart either team with the discipline side of this thing. They are in field goal territory right now, so there's 3 points out there.
So are they saying this all happened after the play was over?
I don't know.
Now it's 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, they should be replaying 2nd down, right?
Absolutely, even if they offset.
Yeah, if they offset, it should be 2nd down again. And now it's going to be 4th down according to the sticks, but if those penalties offset, this should be 3rd down.
Only thing I can say is it must have happened after the play was
over.
I
don't know. All
right, field goal team coming out.
So here comes O'Gallie on to try to make this a 2-score game. A field goal here makes it 19-10 as Karpowski comes on. Karpowicz comes on. And he's had him a good year, Nick.
Yeah, and I think we decided that we're going to tack about 10 to 12 yards on to any kick going in this direction. So
yeah.
It's still definitely in his wheelhouse,
that wind, you see the flag, the snap, the hold, the kick, and did he get it? That is a beautiful kick with 7:04 to go in the third. A very, very valuable 3 points. O'Gallie takes a 19-10 lead. All right, you're looking at a 2-score game now, but it's field goals instead of touchdowns, so we'll see what happens here for Bishop Moore. 19-10, 7:04. Ironically enough, the last time Bishop Moore was here, 10 points is all they left with, as O'Gallie beat them 12-10 last season, and that ball is hauled in at the 20. And this is where Jurgensen and this Bishop Moore offense he pushed him back a little further. 6:55 to play in quarter number 3. O'Gallie looking to advance to their first ever Final Four. The Hornets looking to get back for the first time since Rayshon Lewis and the Hornets and Matt Hedrick and company reached Camping World Stadium back in 2015 and won the state championship. 6:55 to go. We're going to get 3 wide receivers to the near side, split equally here, 1 to the top, as this is going to be Jurgensen on the keeper. Jurgensen with a great run, and he's going to get out across the 45 to the 47. It's going to be 1st and 10, Bishop Moore.
Now, they've run that quarterback power probably about 4 or 5 times, but that's definitely the biggest movement that they've had on it.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Mark the ball officially at the 46. 2, 3, 4 wide receivers here to the near side. Turns, throws, nice call, good play, gets out front. Look at this. He is down into Gallie territory. That's an excellently designed play call there, Nick.
What a great job. 4 receivers to the same side. You know, they had 4 defenders over there, but one was a safety playing back. They went 3-on-3 blocking wise, and the receiver did the rest of the work.
That was Matt Sullivan making it work after the catch, yards after the catch here. 6:30, and Bishop Moore is moving fast here, Nick. They are going right back to the no huddle. Jurgensen going to roll to his left and keep it, and Jurgensen with 7 more, and the Hornets have found a rhythm.
Yeah, I feel like they must have had some good discussion at halftime about what they saw in the first half, because they are very deliberate with these first calls here on this drive.
And they are wasting no time getting back to the line of scrimmage, testing the stamina of the Commodores defense. 6 minutes, 3 more to the near side, 1 to the top. Jurgensen wants it, has it, looks to throw. Little flare pass out to the back of Murray Johnson, and he'll have a Hornet first down inside the 10. 1st and goal to go for the Bishop Moore Hornets.
And sometimes when those downfield passes are just not working, that's a quick water break.
Yes, it is. 5:45 already. Go ahead, Nick.
Finding these easy screen passes and swing passes from the running backs, you know, something that you can do to help your quarterback just kind of get in the rhythm before you try tossing in another 40 yards downfield.
It'll be a little short of goal to go situation, as it'll be 1st and 10 at the Gallie 11 for Bishop Moore. 5:45 to play here. First possession of the second half for Bishop Moore, and they have traveled well down the field. O'Gallie's first possession of the second half resulted in a 33-yard goal. Was it 33?
33, 34, yeah.
33, 34-yard field goal by Chase Karpowicz. And the Commodores lead this thing 19-10 here, far from over.
Tell me if you think different, but this offense for Bishop Moore and this single driver here just feels completely different. You know, just the sense of it and the feel of it than it did in the first half.
I felt they left the first half with the momentum in the game.
You're right, and you did say that. Yes,
I did. I feel like they saw something or found something that was going to work for them. Now, the problem for the Hornets is going to be stopping that Gallie rushing attack.
Correct.
They can do that. We'll see. But right now, offensively, they got it flowing. Jurgensen 1st and 10. They can get a first down at the 11 or 12. Jurgensen's going to roll to his left and cuts back inside. Jurgensen down to the 1. Is he in? No, he's close. 1st and goal from about the 1.5 yard line.
Something on the left side of the field that they're seeing with this quarterback power to the left. Throwing ball to the right, but running to the left. So,
and they're going to go right back to the line of scrimmage again, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him give it to Amari Johnson here. He's not touched the ball in the drive. Jurgensen goes, but they didn't get set, and that's going to be 5 yards, and that's a killer.
That is something that'll, just drive a head coach and an offensive coordinator absolutely insane.
They did not get set. And that's going to back them up 5 yards.
No, it's on the defense.
Oh, really?
Lined up off sides.
Oh, I didn't think they got set on the left side, but they do. So that's a half the distance penalty now. Not that it matters. Ball on the 1.5. Listen. I love giving it to. I love Jurgensen keeping it, but you got the big physical back. He's not tall, but powerful physical back. We'll see what happens here. 1st and goal from the 1.5. Jurgensen puts a man in motion, keeps it himself. The tush push here. Does he get in? He does.
He does.
Bishop Moore scores a touchdown. They trade the Commodores field goal for 6. And with 4:43 to play in the third, the Bishop Moore Hornets have cut it to 3, 19-13.
Wow. What a drive. That's impressive because, we saw in the first half, they just didn't seem anything like that. You're right. Towards the end of that second quarter, we felt a little bit different, but that right there is what I expected to see at the beginning of the game.
Yep. Snap the hold, the kick, and I don't know how he got it off, but he does.
Close.
And it is a great kick, and with 4:43 to go, they have cut the lead to 19-17. And right now, if you go back to that first half, Nick, you got to feel like Bishop Moore has Gallie, at least this outstanding defense, on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you start to wonder, and I know we talked about Luis not being there, but, is he really that big of a factor that Bishop Moore said, okay, we're going to run it to the left side since he's not over there?
Yeah, well, you know what? They have.
They have, and they are, and they did.
Yeah. So 4:43 to go. I know we got to have a lot of happy Bishop Moore fans on here. Gallie fans right now biting their nails. They need a big drive right here.
Right, absolutely. And I'll tell you, they're still up by 2 points. They're still in the lead, but it's starting to feel a little different.
Yeah, that holding call for the safety, huge right now. That one is drilled out of the end zone, and Gallie will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. And if you're Gallie right now, again, I've said it over and over, and it's like, I hate the expression, beating like a dead horse, but well, I'm going to say it again. I don't know that, this is where you ask your quarterback, your sophomore quarterback, to make a big play.
No, and it's not normally, but you're in the third rounds, you're in the regional finals. He's going to have to. He's going to have to at some point in time, right?
Yeah, you said it would come down, and I think here in Bishop Moore gets a stop here, and that's a big stop, and you can really start to feel.
Yeah.
That sideline is pumped up, that defense is pumped up, and listen, O'Galley's got a lot of guys that go both ways, so the story may be that hurry up too.
And we said it in the first half, that hurry up is a big deal. When you can do it and do it right, you can keep that defense on its heels, can't make the blitz calls that they really love to make. It's a big difference.
Gallie looking to extend this lead back out to 9. That's fake throws across the middle and missed him. Oh, they're going to call a hold on that.
Yeah, he was there early. I saw the same thing.
We're going to watch our delayed call because we're about 45 seconds ahead of you guys on it.
Oh, and then another. See, this is where.
Yeah, this is where you got to, this is where we talked about discipline coming in. Pass interference, that's 15 yards, and here's going to be another 15 yards on a personal foul penalty. You got to shut your mouth. Dead ball, personal foul. That's a 30-yard penalty, Nick. And 30 yards.
I can guarantee he's down there thinking, I didn't even say anything. Well, you can't say anything. That's
Walk away.
You can't talk to the ref about it at all.
And he's coming off the field right now, and Coach Matt Hedrick is not going to have it. No, he's not. He's staying in. Okay.
That's in a time where you felt some momentum going on to Bishop Moore's side. That 30-yard penalty
right
there could be such a killer in that momentum.
It was the third key to your game.
Correct.
Discipline.
No stupid penalties.
1st and 10. Allen throws underneath, and that is a great throw to Mekhi Biggs. And again, it's a good, safe throw.
Absolutely.
You're not asking him to throw the ball down the field into coverage, and that's as good as a Tay Welch run of 8-9 yards, and now it's 2nd and 1.5 feet.
And that's a smart call by the OC, and I think you hit it right on the nose. Nice, easy throws, safe throws. If you miss it, it goes into the ground. No big deal. Move on to the next play. Get him in the flow.
Now, if you're Gallie here, you can't. You may need 6. And this is up the gut, and he's going to have the first down, and that's all they needed was just 1 yard. They got just 1 yard, and with 3:20 to play in the third, the Commodores will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Bishop Moore 36-yard line. Gallie moving pretty quick here, too, out of the huddle, Nick.
It's smart moves.
It's not no huddle, but it is quicker huddle. 3:07 and running. Allen with, now it looks like Emmanuel Small. Is that Small?
I can't tell.
Allen going to throw the ball here. Does deep down the field.
Oh, no.
Open, caught. Touchdown, Gallie. Joseph Allen takes a shot, and he hits DJ Maltby. And that is a 36-yard touchdown pass. And the Commodores answer right back.
The defensive back turned his head, tried to find the ball, couldn't find it, and by that time, the receiver was easy 5 steps in front of him. What a throw by Joseph Allen. Going against the wind to throw a touch pass like that to drop it in the bucket where it needs to be is beautiful.
And I love the fact that if you're Gallie, you go after the guy that had the 15-yard penalty, that committed the pass interference. You stay in his head a little bit. It's a smart play. And with 2:51 to play in the third, the Commodores have stretched it out to 9 again, 26-17. All right, welcome back. Nick, you were saying, because I think this is important to hear.
You know, I was just pointing out that there's some great calls right there by the offensive coordinator. And forgive me, Coach. I apologize. I don't know your name, but
Coach Guy.
Coach Guy, thank you. Great calls. Some easy throws for your quarterback. Some safe throws there before you put him in a position to throw that deep ball against the wind. You know, that's some really good calls there.
Joseph Allen, a strong-armed quarterback. And you saw it right there. That was a beautiful throw by the sophomore signal caller. And he hits DJ Maltsby. That's Maltsby's third touchdown in the last 2 weeks. Maltsby, 5 catches for $120 last week. This week, Maltsby with 2 more catches for 57 yards. So in 2 weeks, he's got 7 catches for 177 and 3 touchdowns, Nick.
I think if that defender could have that whole drive back, he would absolutely love that.
And look at this. And this is a big return here. And that will be all the way down in. And Bishop Moore's not going to go away. They're going to be 1st and 10 at the Commodore 35. And I apologize for the end of the play there, but there's a windowsill in the way here. And when plays like that are made down in that corner, I've got to move the entire tripod over and turn it, and I couldn't do that until Maltsby had already hauled the ball in. So my apologies there to DJ because that's a hell of a catch.
Oh, and we have a face mask at the end of it.
All right, so that's going to be 15 more added on, and Bishop Moore is right back in business. And we could have a quarter, Nick, that takes A, forever to end, but B, we could almost have 25 points scored in this quarter.
You know, after what we saw in the first half, you know, what adjustments have made at the halftime for these two offenses to come out this way.
And what a run back there by Devin St. Clair, the senior athlete, and Jurgensen back on the field again. And this time he keeps, and I'll tell you what, he fooled me, but he gave that ball to Amari Johnson.
Yeah, he did.
And they ate it alive.
Yeah, they were ready for him. He tried to bounce it back, but they were still there too.
And he is generously given a forward progress and a loss of just a half yard. So this is absolutely 4-down territory. 2:12 to go here. I don't think Bishop Moore is looking for any field goals because it ain't going to do him any good. 3 wide receivers now to the far side, 1 to the near side. Johnson in the backfield. Looks, fires, throws, and he threw behind his receiver. A 68% completion percentage with a rare throw behind his wide receiver that time.
And that might have to do with, you know, the receiver not being the normal receiver in that position. You know, so the timing's not quite there. The feel's not quite there.
Now, I think if you're Bishop Moore here, Nick, it's 3rd and 11. You don't need all 11 yards here because you're definitely going to go for this on 4th down. So, although you'd like to have it, you don't need it. Jurgensen with the stands rocking, throws a little flare out and cuts back, and that's exactly what the Hornets are going to do. But this Gallie defense now with an opportunity here to really produce what is right now the biggest play in the game.
Yeah, and you know, I was sitting there trying to bounce back and forth in my head. Would I go for it? Would I kick it? Looking at the score, 9-point game, 2-possession game.
Oh, and they're going to kick the field goal.
I think that's exactly where I was going to go with that. I think I would actually kick the field goal. Wind at your back. You have an opportunity to make it back to a 1-score game. I think I go for the field goal here too.
And
It's
blocked! Blocked! And O'Gallie will have it, and no points at all in this one.
And that's huge. I mean, obviously a block field goal is always huge, but they were driving down the field. They looked like they were going to put some points on the board, make it a one-score ball game. And
look,
bam!
There are some great kickers in this state, but I'm going to say this, and there may be some kickers watching. I don't care how good they are. I don't trust kickers in games like this. I just don't.
I get it.
I mean, I'm sorry. I would rather take a shot on picking up that 4 yards right there.
And
I think it's more high percentage.
I wouldn't say that's a bad call.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a 50-50 call for sure.
Yep. Now it's a 2-score game, and Joseph Allen did not like what he saw there. And I tell you what, that's growth right here in this game because he just swallowed it.
He could have slung that ball out, and that could have been a pick six.
Pick six,
there.
Easy. Under a minute to go here, and the Commodores should be in no rush to get back to the line of scrimmage here as they lead this thing by 2 scores. And that play, that block kick right there, Nick, felt like that sucked a lot of that momentum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Off of that sideline from Bishop Moore.
And the 30 yards worth of penalties, the touchdown, and now the block kick. Things like that can really disrupt a ball game.
And that's you know what, we talked about the calls, cutting it back here. Now, if he can break this, that's going to be a hold, and that's going to come back 10 yards. But here's the thing. That was a great run blitz call.
Yeah, I agree. And you got to do what you can to stop this run game right now.
And that's going to be a hold against O'Gallie. And again, Nick, let me ask you this: you stop him for a yard? Do you decline this?
Decline it. Yeah, you. What is
half the distance going to do here?
2.5 yards
right.
here. I mean, take the down. 3rd and 10 is just as good. To me, is better than 2nd and 12.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially the way that they've been running the football tonight.
Let's see what they do here. It's going to be a hold, and they're going to decline it. As it's a good call by Matt Hedrick there to decline that. Worked out the last time for him.
Yes, it did. I second guessed him on that one, and I put my foot in my mouth. But
if you're Bishop Moore, you really want O'Gallie to hurry up here because you want that wind at your back here for the 4th down play. So you're hoping they throw the ball and it falls incomplete. You get 2 plays here in 20. Well, they're not going to happen.
Yeah,
that's going to take it, and
that
is smart by O'Gallie as we head to the 4th quarter. Will it be a Commodore or a Hornet quarter? We end at 3 quarters, 26-17. O'Gallie 12 minutes away from the program's first ever Final Four. And the Cocoa Tigers lead it 40-3. And, Nick, that's exactly how we felt that one would play out. And if you're looking for amazing statistics, there is none better in Brevard County than Cocoa's going to head to their 18th straight Final Four next week.
You almost call it disgusting.
Yeah, ridiculous, isn't it? 3rd down, 26-17. Joseph Allen, critical play here. Can't force anything if it's a pass. And if it's a handoff to Tay Welch, big 3rd down. Blitz, throws, caught. And how about that play?
Another great call. Those outs have been working for the second half, and I think they've realized that. That's a great call to go right back to it.
That's Lucas Vaselli. And not only do you make that call, but you throw it to a sophomore. Great call. First and 10. That's it. You know what? Can't say it on air, but that's a gutsy call.
Gutsy.
I got another word for it. Turns, gives, Welch up the gut. Welch bowling over. And he's going to pick up 5 yards, maybe 6. Second and 4, 11-17 to play in the game now. And Bishop Moore's defense needs a stop.
Just keep on riding Welch's legs.
Yeah. I say there's no reason not to, but Joseph Allen has really played well here.
We've seen a lot of great throws in the second half of this football game by Joseph Allen.
Allen going to keep it himself. Look at him. He's going to roll out. Oh, yep, take it. Go down. Allen's just going to go down there, and that's probably a smart move. He's going to lose yardage on that, so that's going to bring up third. And let's see where they mark it here. Third down, the ball is going to be placed at the 25, so it's going to be third and still about 6. We'll call it a long 5, short 6.
Not a strength part of his game.
No.
Scrambling with the ball or design runs. Maybe they were hoping to catch him off guard on that play, but it did not work.
Both of these teams doing this tonight without the Commodores anyway in the second half without Xavier Larice, and of course Bishop Moore without their leading wide receiver in this one tonight, Kenyon Austin. Allen, third down. This is they don't make this, and Allen going to play action throws. Caught. Oh, no, I thought he caught it. And the referees in the stands want a holding call.
Yeah, and his hand was on his shoulder, but there was no tug. There was no pull. I didn't see a hold in that. You're allowed to make, physical contact as long as you're not impeding the routes of the receivers.
Well, let me say this. It has been a rough night over there for Hudson Altenberg, the DB. He's been called flagged twice for pass interference, got a personal foul penalty called against him as well. But now the bigger story here is Bishop Moore is forced to punt, low snap. That punt is partially blocked. And this is a get out of the way thing. And now the Hornets, with 9:49 to go, Nick, will take over first and 10 at the Gallie 40. That punt was partially blocked.
Low snap to get from the get-go. They brought the heat on it, being where they're at on the field. Just got to look like it just got a couple fingers on it, just enough to make it skirt to the side.
Can the Virginia commit bring them back? 9:49 to go. The deficit is 9 for the Hornets. Jurgensen stands at his own 45. Wants it, gets it, gives it, keeps it, throws, caught. He did all those things in the middle. He's going to pick up 8. He didn't actually give it. He pulled it back, I should have said, and completed the pass there. Good safe throw by him as well. That brings up second and 2. Jurgensen in the pistol set with Amari Baha beside him. Turns this time, keeps it, throws.
Got him.
Caught. No, I missed him. I thought he dropped it in there. I tell you what, that's on Jurgensen.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the second one we've seen him miss. Now, the first one was going with the wind, and now this one's going against the wind.
Yeah.
First one was long, and this one was short, so I guess that makes sense.
It looked like he dropped it kind of like waist side is what it looked like at first, but no, it's short, and it was way short. But you know what? Second and 2, take a shot. I don't mind it.
No, not at all.
You got 2 downs to pick up 2 yards, and if you can't get it, you don't deserve to win. Third and 2, Jurgensen going to throw here, and that's going to be forward progress. That should be close to a Bishop
Real
Moore
close.
First down.
I think just short, though.
Yeah, no, I think they got it. No?
I mean, we're talking half a yard.
Yeah, well, this is right here. If anybody moves, or that was number 28, Matt Sullivan on the catch there, and the mark looked like they had it, but it's fourth down and less than a yard here. Jurgensen under center. You know he's keeping it. Man in motion. Actually, they go with the jet sweep, cuts back, first down, and more. They scored a touchdown on that play earlier.
You know, and although O'Gallie was a little bit more prepared for it, it still calls the first down.
Well, when you don't know if the quarterback's going to keep it or he's going to give it on a jet sweep and go east and west, it kind of really spreads you out a little bit. Absolutely. On a bunch play like that.
When you have a dual threat quarterback, he can run the ball, he can pass the ball. You know, you can hand it off on those quick jets. You know, those type of things really can keep a defense on its heels. 1st
and 10 at the O'Gallie 26, 27-yard line. 8:10 to play in the game. Jurgensen looks, fires. Caught! Touchdown! Bishop Moore, what a throw, what a catch.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, that was a beautiful throw, but it was even a better catch. That was over the shoulder, looking back, up over his shoulder without turning his shoulders to catch that football. Beautiful.
Matt Sullivan, the young man that just converted the jet sweep, first down, catches a ball, and with 8:02 to go, it's 26-23. Here comes the extra point. Kick, and that is drilled. Flags are down. No. I thought the whistle blew before the snap.
Yeah, I think he was offsides. Yep.
So you can't decline that?
Yeah, you. Well, no. If they blew the whistle before,
yeah, that makes sense. Well, you know, this could be the offsides penalty that paid off here because the lead is 3, 26-23. Now he's going to be forced to do it again here and to snap the kick, and he not as good as the last one, but you're going to take it. The lead is back to 2 with 8:02 to go in the game. The score, the O'Gallie Commodores 26, Bishop Moore 24. All right, welcome back. And Bishop Moore set the kickoff here. Plenty of football left in this one if you're just joining us. 8:02 to play in the game. It's 26-24. O'Gallie on top. The Commodores do not have Xavier Larice, and the Hornets have not had their main guy, Kenyon Austin, the wide receiver, all night as well. Larice played until about 4 minutes to go in the half and has exited due to a hamstring injury. The kick into the wind is fair caught. He better not run that because that's 15 yards.
It looked like he was thinking about it, too.
Yeah, he fair catches the ball. And that's Tay. Was that Tay? No, that was Maltby, DJ Maltby.
Yeah, Maltby.
All right, so O'Gallie now. They have stopped Bishop Moore just once in the second half, Nick, so you feel it is imperative here to put points on the board, and I just get the feeling 3 won't cut it.
Yeah, and that one stop was on a blocked field goal on that. So, you know, the offenses are rolling here in the second half between O'Gallie and Bishop Moore. So we'll see who can step up defensively. It was a
2-point game last year in September, 12-10 in O'Gallie's favor. It's a 2-point game now. Allen turns, gives. This is Welch. Welch breaks through, and it's coming back for a hold.
Yeah, clear cut on the edge.
Yep, sure was. Grabbed him and turned him, Nick.
Big boys down there. I'll tell you what, the trenches are shaping up to be the driving force of this.
That's what I call a tired play. When you're tired, you're out of breath. Yeah, I mean, that's what you do, and we saw it there, and that's going to bring up 1st and 20. And, you know, Joseph Allen has made some great throws all night, Nick, and now he's got the wind at his back. You wonder if he sees it, Can they take a shot here? Maybe throw this ball up. We'll see. Allen, 1st and 20 now. And he's going to play action to Welch. Looks in trouble, throws, and that is just not a good throw. And listen, you got to say, you got to think that if Bobby Miller had turned a little quicker over there, saw the ball a little better, that might be Bishop Moore football.
Yeah, and that's scary. Late throw, falling away, falling left, trying to throw. That's a tough ask of any quarterback, but in this weather and this wind, to hit that target on the mark is almost impossible.
Nick, we say it all the time. Sometimes it's better to live for another down. 2nd and 20 for Allen, and this time they think the better of it, and Bishop Moore is absolutely ready for it that time. 3rd down and 17, 18 now, and O'Gallie right now in a big 3rd down situation here.
Yeah, you got to question the play call right here. Do you try to get this? Do you just try to get a few yards to get a nice punt off? What do you try to do here?
Coach Guy has been on it all night.
Absolutely.
100%. Guy's called a beautiful game tonight. Here we go, Nick. 3rd and 18. Allen from the gun. Looks in trouble. Gets outside. Allen throws. Caught, but well short of the 1st down. And it's going to be, or is it complete? They say it is complete. It's going to be 4th down and about 6. And the Commodores will no doubt be forced to punt this football.
Yeah, I don't think there's a secondary thought here. You punt the football. You're with the wind.
It's going to be up to, listen, we have said all year, Nick, that this O'Gallie defense has been the best in Brevard County. It's going to be up to this defense tonight to win this regional championship.
You know what else I just thought about? Who is O'Gallie's normal punter?
Xavier Larice. And they just and that takes a great
Beautiful
bounce.
Gallie bounce.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for Bishop Moore at their own 25. We'll step aside. 6:01 to play for the 3A2 Regional Championship. You're watching Brevard Sports. It's 26-24, Bishop Moore, and they have scored on every possession in the second half but one. Now they've got the wind in their face, this Commodore defense, which has been just absolutely phenomenal for 12 football, or for 11, but aside from the one loss this year. But right now, Bjorn Jurgensen, the Virginia commit, looks to try to lead them back, and this is a give, and still on his feet. Actually, that's a good tackle. Amari Johnson will be stopped for no gain here. And I don't know, Nick, that has not worked all night.
No, it hasn't. And I think sometimes you just call that just to try to make the defense think that you're still willing to run that type of play before you just pull it and start throwing the ball again.
Jurgensen with Johnson. And this time Jurgensen keeps. He can run it, and he'll be stopped after a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd and a long 4 here.
And again to the right side. Every time they've run that quarterback power, it's been to the right side so far today.
And big play coming up here and they're right back to the line of scrimmage. Jurgensen, same formation. It's not changed. Jurgensen wants it, gets it, and back to the right they go. And he'll be stopped as O'Gallie's defense has come up big, Nick.
Huge play right there. I think O'Gallie said every time they come out of that hurry up, it seems to be a quarterback run. They've run to the right side every time. Let's hedge our bets and go at it. And they did it right.
Nothing fancy here. What are we going to do if you're Bishop Moore, right? I mean, Jurgensen's on the field. It's 4th down. Maybe a timeout here to talk about it.
This is a big call. If you're going to go for this ball, this first down right here, yeah, good call, Coach. Good call. Timeout.
Yeah, talk about this. And we want to thank Doug Connor, Inc. at the top of your screen. And listen, while we have so many people watching, I don't think people understand how much these football games cost to purchase from the FHSAA and get the broadcast rights. Companies like Doug Connor, Inc. and, of course, Crickets and the County Line have really stepped up. And I want to say thank you to Daryl Durand as well. You know, Daryl Durand has gone out and gotten these sponsors for us, and he has just been tremendous. And that's from the O'Gallie side of this equation. And on the Cocoa side of this equation, it's been Gamers R Us and Seth Gibson and what he has done. And we don't do any of this without those sponsors. So thank you, because, again, these aren't cheap. And without their help, we cannot bring them to you. And, Nick, what we have here is 4th down. And I see Amari Johnson. I see Bjorn Jurgensen. I see a 4th down attempt here. This could be, with 4:30 to go, the play of the night. This is the play of the night. Jurgensen may try and draw them off, but you can't take 2 consecutive timeouts, right?
No, sir.
And they got him.
They got movement.
They got him now. Who moved? Oh, it's a false start. Yep. And now they're going to have to punt.
Slot receiver on our side of the field. Quick head bob. I don't see the offense coming off the field here.
I don't either. Maybe that was the game plan, to try to get them to jump. And if they didn't, regardless of what happened. All right, here we go. 4th and 9. Jurgensen going to quick kick it. That's a great play.
A great play.
I suspected that may happen.
That was an absolutely great call by Bishop Moore.
No doubt. And so Jurgensen, that keeps anybody from being back deep. And now it's 1st and 2 first downs for the regional championship.
Absolutely. Now, Bishop Moore did burn 1 time out there, so they do have 2 left, I do believe. You know, so they'll have the opportunity to stop the clock a couple of times.
I think that was the call all along.
You think so? Even
yeah, I do.
4th and 5?
I do, because I think
you know what? I think you're right, actually.
Yeah, I just think that maybe they knew, because there was no, like, hands in the air when they got a false start.
Yeah, correct.
So they're trying to suck O'Gallie off. And look, if they get away with it, it's great. Hedrick's a 22-year veteran.
And they kept the same formation there with the movement of the back coming up to do the extra blocking. You're absolutely right.
I think that was the call all along.
Time. Yep. Yes, sir.
4:19 to go. O'Gallie now. I just cannot see how you throw this football.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You do everything you can.
Oh my, they do throw, and wow, I'm going to tell you right now. Whew.
I will.
Yeah, I will
just
defer.
I'm going to let that one just slide.
Listen, you know.
They've done a tremendous
job of play calling all night long. Hey, look, you took a shot, right? But now you turn around and you give the ball to Welch.
I just, you know, at the very least, at least you want the clock to run.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the big key there is the time. 2nd and 10 now, and there you go. There's Welch, and look at him go. And he is out close, too. So now it's 3rd down and 2. No doubt what they're going to do here. 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes.
I don't think I do anything else but turn and hand the ball off again.
Yeah, I agree with you. Commodores trying to reach the Final Four for the first time in program history. 3rd down and 2. And what do we got here? That's from usually a false start, yeah. Because the back judge doesn't call offsides. It is a false start.
That's a big false
And now it's 3rd down and 8 for O'Gallie. 3:30 to go, and that'll stop the clock as well. Coach Guy has thrown these safe passes all night long, these little out routes here. You know what? If you trust your defense, now may not be a bad time to throw one of those.
Well, I guess the question is how important is this first down to you?
Well, I think it's the game.
So if you think it's the game, then the out route or something simple like that is the play.
Yeah.
If you think you can just run the ball, oh, Lord.
Yeah, and so now I think, and so that's another false start. And now I think you have to you don't throw the ball now.
You don't throw the ball
now. You don't throw the ball.
Now you work the clock.
You've given that element away.
Absolutely.
And the clock runs again, but now we're under 3 minutes.
Well, I don't think the play call has changed because they came right out. So whatever they were running, this last one is what they were running now.
And they give look at this. Can he pick it up?
Play.
And this time they bottle up Smalls, and it's 4th and forever now. And O'Gallie is going to have to punt. And with 2:38 to go in the game, Bishop Moore is going to get the football back with 2 timeouts and a chance to win it because they only need 3.
Wow.
And the man is standing. I don't know if I'd be standing that close with the wind at his back.
Well, remember, it's secondary punter punting. So.
Yeah, it's not Larice punting. And that's a great kick. And it's fielded at the 40, across the 50, down to the 40, steps out of bounds there.
Great return, though.
Yeah, that's a great return. And now the entire playbook opens up for Bishop Moore.
We're looking for a field goal here. I think, again, with the wind, I think you got to get down to about the 15, 20-yard line to even think about kicking a field goal here.
This is a football game. Bishop Moore has never come close to leading. And I know it's a 2-point deficit,
right.
But when you look at the way this game has played out, they get close, O'Gallie pulls away. That hold, those 2 penalties right there, those 2 false start penalties. Gallie has played a very good game discipline-wise tonight.
Absolutely.
But they're killers. And it's 1st and 10 now for Jurgensen and Bishop Moore at the O'Gallie 40. They're going to need to get to at least the 15 for a field goal attempt. Turns, pulls it back. Jurgensen throws deep down the field, wide open.
Oh, what timing.
A play.
Holy.
What a recovery on the play, because wide open was the wide receiver. Willie Lewis with the play.
That was timing. Had that ball been there a half a second later or a half a second earlier, that's a touchdown or pass interference depending on the timing. But boy, that timing was perfect.
Willie Lewis turned his head at the last minute, played the ball, kept the flag in the official's pocket. 2nd and 10 for Jurgensen. Bishop Moore, 1:50 to go. They need 3 to win. Jurgensen looks, fires, tipped. What a play at the line of scrimmage by O'Gallie, forcing 3rd down and 10. A.J. Forehand got up and knocked the ball down, Nick.
This is a ball game. This is exactly what you want to see in a 3A regional championship game.
3rd and 10, 1:45 to go. Jurgensen calls the play out at the line. 2 wide receivers to the near, 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the screen. Amari Johnson in the backfield. Jurgensen drops. He's sacked. He's sacked. He's sacked. And the LSU commit, as well as number 56, gets in there. That is big number 50. I don't have a 56. Who's 56? Brandon? That's big Brandon. And we're going to get a timeout on the field. What a play.
This is crazy. They had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage ready to rush in. 1 dropped out, but they still brought 6, and it confused the heck out of that offensive line.
Brandon Brown on the sack. I thought it was him, but the number didn't match up on my roster. 56 gets in there, and now it's 4th and 22, Nick.
Wow.
There's no quick kicking here.
No quicking here. Minute and a half left in
This
this
the football game right
You've
here.
got to go for it. There's no other option here.
Here we go, Nick. Jurgensen going to be, I don't know why you wouldn't have a 5 wide receiver set here unless you need him in the block. Gallie looking to reach their first ever Final Four. Jurgensen from the gun. Drops. Throws. And that's going to fall incomplete. And the Gallie Commodores will now be 1 minute and 20 seconds away from the Final Four.
Wow, and that had a chance too, just slightly overthrown on the ball. You know, that's a tough throw going against 2 defenders on the outside there, but it was possible. But great job Gallie covering that.
I got to tell you, after the first play missed, I didn't feel like they had a shot. There was nothing that flowed about the offense.
Agreed.
After that first down play, Nick.
Yeah, it definitely didn't feel like it did at the beginning of the half. You know, you felt the sense of flow is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
You know? And it definitely had no feel of the same thing at the end there.
26-24. Allen's got to turn and give it off one time. Bishop Moore still got 2 timeouts. And we're going to see the first one coming right here. Maybe not. Nope, we sure aren't. 1:10 to go. And Bishop Moore's going to let this clock run out.
Wow.
So, Nick, 2 Brevard County teams, one from 3A, one from 2A in the Final Four.
How impressive. How impressive that these coaching staffs been with their teams the longest in this county, showing it.
Yep. Boy, I'm going to tell you, the rushing attack in the first half for Gallie is the difference in this football game. And obviously, Nick, congratulations to Chris Sands and Gallie. But you said discipline was going to be a key tonight, and it cost Bishop Moore. The holding penalty in the end zone is the difference in this game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Alan. And now we got a little bit of talking, a little bit of shoving on the field.
Sure. And there's a flag. And look, the one thing you cannot do if you're Gallie is you cannot get thrown out of this football game because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 games from there.
So we had a timeout by Hendricks on the Bishop Moore side. 3rd down, so they're going to kneel it again. We're going to get another timeout. Bishop Moore is going to get this ball with at least 15 seconds on the clock.
And now Gallie is going to be forced to take a knee from 15 yards back, even further. So they take another knee. Bishop Moore calls a timeout. Gallie is forced to punt. Bishop Moore may get 1 play offensively out of this thing. And again, they don't need 6.
That is true. Although they won't have any timeouts after this, so that'll be hard to stop any clock.
Well, you might ask your guy if he's got any Legatron in him. That wind has been stiff all night long from, really, that's running from west to east, which is unusual here, Nick. 33 seconds to go. 3rd and a trip to Pitbull Stadium for a first down. I want to thank all of you for watching this broadcast tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. I hope we were able to fulfill your high school football need tonight. We will, if the game is here, we will be back here next week. For Gallie, I don't know what's going to go on with Coco, but let's just hope we don't have to go to Gadsden County.
Yeah, thank you to almost the 700 people watching our broadcast. We appreciate every one of you.
We want to thank the FHSAA. Allen is going to take a knee, and now Bishop Moore. Nope, that's it. That's it. They don't have any more timeouts. We don't know that for sure. So that takes all the drama out of that, Nick.
Yeah, it does.
Not a bad football game, eh?
No, and everything that you'd want out of a regional championship game. You know, while Bishop Moore never held the lead, There was numerous times where you felt like they had the opportunity to come back, but Gallie just kept taking the lead and taking it back and taking it back, and they really showed that they deserve to be in this Final Four.
And for the second time in 2 seasons, Gallie has defeated Bishop Moore by 2 points right here on this field. Tonight, though, it has a little bit more meaning. For the first time in program history, the Gallie Commodores have reached the FHSAA football Final Four. For Chris Sands, it is career win 54 here at Gallie, and the biggest. This is the biggest win in Gallie high school football history, and they will take on next week one of 2 opponents. I thought it looked like Raines or Bishop Kenny.
Right.
But they reseed, so stay tuned to Brevard Sports Network to see who that opponent will be. Once again, we want to thank Doug Connor Inc. We want to thank, of course, Crickets and the County Line as well. Once again, your final score. The Gallie Commodores are going to the Final Four. They defeat the Bishop Moore Hornets 26-24. Have a fantastic night, everybody.